This thing don't never. I don't know what's going on. 5, and then do 8 again, and then do 8, and I'll do what the do that. All right, we back. All right, man. As y'all come in, keep on tapping and stuff so we can keep it active. So I can get back on that For You page real quick. Get it fresh back up. Keep on tapping and hitting them shares and likes. All right. Let's see something. Wait. I just sent the invite out. All right. As y'all enter in, man, hit them likes and shares. Let's get it started. Keep it active. Get my page back on this For You page so we can get this live going out. I'm gonna give everybody their spots back as they enter the stuff that was in here. Let me see something. The share's going. Where the heck did I put my Alright, let's go. Take time, man. Mama used to say. Whoa. I got my other one going. Oh, that started up. That's weird. My brother Sean said, "Let's come back and take my spot back real quick." They got deep and interesting. I be liking it on Sundays. They got deep and interesting at the same time. Boy, we talked about a lot of stuff. It got good. It got real good. I had to say that section. I'm like, let me shut it down and come back, and just to even get this back going, so I can get back on the new part of the For You page. Miss Nick made it back. As y'all come in, like I said, y'all come in, tap it up, hit them shares, share this more people and stuff. Keep it active so I can get back on that For You page real quick. What up, Shy? What you doing, my brother, man? You still
Man,
take care of business?
I'm on the way to take my daughter back. You know, child support duties.
Yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you.
Man, man, I think you've been on this prompt all day, huh? They've been going at it.
Yeah, it was good. It was actually getting good though, and most of the time it probably wasn't really on the prompt though, but it's getting to the point of the prompt though. People gonna see, 'cause it really ain't about slavery or none of that for real.
I heard you say that earlier, man. I've been wondering like what the hell he talking about, and
Yeah.
I know you're trying to wait to say it, but damn, you keep saying it. I'm kind of wondering now, like.
I said it. I did say it. I said it a few
Oh, you
times when
did?
people was here. I said that the point of this, I'm trying to show that we lead. So the first section when I made that the 3 things is that I just want to make the point that the love was real. That's why I picked during slavery, right? Because the point is that the love was more real when we or deeper when we needed each other or when we needed to rely on each other. But now we living in a world where I want you, I don't need you, and all this other stuff or whatever, which we see that today, right? When we had to count on each other or whatever, that's when the love was real. So it's basically I'm trying to, throw in people's head that, it seemed like that the only time we really connect is when we got to rely on each other. Otherwise, if we want to do what we want and all the other stuff, not instead of doing what we need to do, you see what's going on. That's where all the problems is at, which is going on today. That's the first section. The other section is the accountability part, because we always keep trying to put it on the YT man, and then that's why I mentioned the part about the West Africans. We were slaves to West Africa first before we even came to America, which people don't teach that. It's simply just look this stuff up. Everybody use Google to look up everything else, except it's what we need to look up and stuff. So they look up stuff to complain more about it rather than look up stuff to how to invest or progress in life. It's so funny. And then the other 2 is just to throw in the parts about family and business and all the other stuff. So that's really, like I said, it ain't really about slavery for real.
So would you say would you say that black people need each other is the same as men and women need each other, or you separate those two, or it's all the
I
same?
think people need people. It ain't really a black thing for real. I wouldn't even say that. You know, it's just people need people. We all need each other to whatever point in life.
Do you guys want to hear some jokes? I got jokes. I got comedy. Hit the smash like.
I got you. Hold up. Let me see something real quick. Hold up. Give me a second real quick. There you go. That's your joke right there. All right.
I feel like he about to say some racist shit.
Yeah, I feel like it. I ain't about to play with it today. I ain't feeling it.
As far as I know, right? As far as that first prompt,
Yeah.
because I haven't addressed none of the prompts yet. I feel like love is love. I feel like real love is real love before slavery, during slavery, after slavery. I think slavery made real love, so much more visible because of the risk that was involved, right? So the rest of our lives, right? We weren't allowed to get married. So if someone was getting married, you knew it was real because you knew everything that they were risking. Versus now, that love still does exist. Because there are people who have to make sacrifices to be with people, and it is obvious. But there also are other unions that aren't backed by love because there are benefits in joining a union, right? There are all types of benefits, and sometimes people are in it for the wrong reason. But I don't think that discredits the real love that does exist just because it's not as obvious as slavery or before slavery or after,
Yeah, that's funny because I literally gave you a blueprint in the way you answered that. That's funny though, but I wouldn't say if what love was real or not. It's just basically it's based off of Well, I did say I guess I did put it on the prompt, but I was saying I explained my point earlier. That's why you was in here when I mentioned that though. But I can see if other people wasn't in. But I'm not gonna say it over again because I don't want to give away. But I just trying to let Shine know where I was getting to about this topic though. But let's switch out the word love. Let's just say when was we more willing to because I believe sacrifices is some deep stuff about love. You make a lot of sacrifices when it comes with love, because I believe love is a selfless thing. To say, it's not a selfish thing, it's more of a forgiving one another. I mean, all the things, I feel like all that stuff when it's out of your own, out of just thinking about yourself, I believe that's where love is at. I think we mix happiness and love together too. That's one of our big problems.
Jeez, crow. You guys are so freaking boring. Love is selfless. If you're actually going to get into a relationship because you love somebody,
did she say we were boring?
Love them.
Did you just say the same thing I just said? That was crazy.
And
then you cut me off to say the same thing I said. That was crazy.
In 5 seconds, you were rambling on.
I got you though. Who said? Hold up. Who said that you had to? Wait. Why do you have to be here to hear somebody rambling though? I don't get it though. What's your point?
Freaking.
Is she trolling?
Man,
no. I just want to see something though, because I don't know if she's drunk or something. I'm trying to give it a benefit. So
man,
banana
fuck her. No, man, you quit being so nice. Fuck her. Drop that motherfucker. Quit being so motherfucking nice, man.
I think she's been drinking or something though. I'm trying to see just something.
Well, she let her ass drink herself under the table.
Yeah, she knew she could do that though. That's what I was trying to get to, right? Because nobody forced her here. She act like she oppressed up in here, boy. You got a bunch of lives you can go to. You can have some fun lives.
Well, he let me out.
You don't have to be in a boring life just to say that, because I don't know what reason it is.
I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me out, Post.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm glad you had it. I don't want you to bore yourself.
Disrespectful, but I think that ultimately, when it comes to us being able to speak our minds, I'm a free speech advocate, and I think that people should be able to speak their minds.
You sure? You sure? You sure you want to? Because if people speak their mind, that'd be the worst thing ever.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all feelings hurt when we speak our mind for real.
Yeah, see, Americans be saying that, but they can't take it when we really
Okay.
put it on your ass with what you asking
Go
for.
for it.
You're not gonna
What?
be able to take it. So
You
let's
ain't gonna be
not
able to
let's
take it, right?
Reel it.
let's not even like do stuff that we know that we're not equipped to do, like get into situations where people
Words.
are just as intelligent and we can fry your ass like an egg,
Words are
and we're
just
not trying
words.
to do that. That's not what we're trying to do. We in here
Like
to
a
build.
Popeyes deep fried
I
turkey.
like him, but I gotta follow him. He funny,
Words.
dog. I'm about to follow him. That's funny. That's true.
Words
That's
are
true, dog.
words. I have faith.
I mean, we cool with it because we all got people in our family who drink and talk crazy, and we can sit around and laugh with them. But if you trying to break up the building that we putting together, these bricks that we just put up, then you in trouble, sister. But you can come put some mortar in. You can come put some drywall up if you want to.
Y'all keep
Put
tapping,
some
y'all.
lights in.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
She trolling.
Sorry, my husband
yeah.
isn't as loving and tolerant as I am.
We're not as
Say,
boring as you
man.
thought, huh?
Say.
Let me follow Divine too. I like her too. I'm gonna follow you.
Not as boring as you thought. I'm on my burner page, but you can follow it. I'm trying to build it up.
Okay. Oh, you over
I
here
don't
burning
trust
over
this at
here, man?
all.
Don't be burning on me and stuff. Man.
Ho,
Yeah, I'm gonna follow your
Ho,
real
you
page.
a
I actually
whole
like
lot
your I
more
like your point
trusting
of view,
than me.
man. For real.
My real page is Digital
You a
Dawn.
whole lot more trusting than me. I wouldn't trust that at all. I wouldn't trust that at all. You're a whole lot more trusting than me.
I followed
What's
you too, host.
okay, for sure, for sure. What you mean by trusting, Antoine? What you mean by that?
I ain't like the energy.
Oh
I ain't
yeah,
like none of
who
this
like the
shit.
energy, you know? But I'm doing
That's
this
why I
one
got to
thing while I'm
go.
trying
So
to.
I'm big on protecting my energy. But if I gotta protect my
Yeah,
energy,
I'm
that
trying
means
to
if
put out
you
positive
disrupt it,
vibes.
What the? Antoine, it's all right. It's all right. I feel you, man. It's patience, man. Patience. That's
We
all.
also need people like there to make sure you can stay on square, because if you don't have
Nice. I
those type
like
people,
Kane. He getting somewhere. Though. I know. I'll
you
be
need these
investing into
type
the right
people.
people.
I'm telling you, you
Did
need
y'all
them.
see that one guy who was like hanging like Kamala Harris?
no, it ain't that, baby. It's white people.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
No, I
But
guess.
I
No,
noticed
I ain't gonna
like
say that.
a lot of
Yeah, I ain't gonna
I
say
ain't
that
gonna
either.
say it's just
Right.
white T
I
people.
feel
I ain't
like
doing
But
that.
we
a
are in the
lot of
same boat
black
you are.
people,
So
especially Gen X, have so much patience with white people when they're belligerent. But when it's the black woman that's the cashier, then it's like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. This I
You
can't
want to know
take
why?
it.
I can tell you why, sister. Just because what
Please.
I called you, you my sister, and we supposed to be closer than that. We expect that from other people, but from you, we don't
I like
expect when we
him.
walk up on you to be that type of to have that type of discernment toward to your protector, to your man for
Hell,
real. Even if I don't belong to
hey,
you, I'm still your
hey,
man.
hey,
No,
hold
you're
on.
not
No,
my man.
hell
In
no.
what
Hey, wait,
world?
No,
you got a real
you're
life
Kev,
missing the point.
racist here
hold on.
too.
Where your brother
Kev,
is,
Oh,
sweetheart.
okay.
I'll
Kev,
be
Yeah,
your
I
yeah.
just,
brother.
hold on, wait, hold on. I just
Self-admitted.
said this earlier, Kev. I just said this earlier, and this man just proved the point. That's why I say a lot of us is scared of them YT people, man.
Oh,
You
you
can't
did
have
right. So
all
you
the
did put
smoke.
in different
You
words,
can't
right?
have all the
Why are
smoke.
you
I said that
I
scared?
know
earlier.
I like her
We
for a
have,
reason.
Why are
yeah,
you scared?
we have all this smoke for each other, but then when it come to them, like
Why are you
you don't have
scared?
no smoke for them. Like that ain't how that should work. No,
Thank you.
have more
Thank
smoke
you.
for them than you do for your own kind.
Thank you. Thank
Mm.
you.
You have more
Um,
Thank you.
patience and grace for them, but
isn't
not for
there
your own
more
kind.
like
Nah,
black
that shit
on
is
black
backwards.
crime than there is like white on black crime?
I
There
feel
it
like I
It's
let
is.
her
called
up here
proximity.
before,
There's no
dog.
such
She
thing as
was on
black
that
on black.
same
Scared of
BS
each
from
other.
before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell
That
y'all.
can
I
Hey,
don't
happen.
let
remember
me
her,
answer. Can
dog.
I answer, Kev? Can I answer?
She was here last Sunday. I just thought about that, dog. Saying that same exact thing. What
It's
the
true.
heck?
Moses, what's happening?
And you
It's
did the same
true.
thing coming up, all that other stuff. You did the same thing before.
Host, I tried to tell you she a op, bro. This ain't no man. I
Yeah,
peeped
I
that
just forgot
shit
about
a
that.
mile
Let me
away,
go ahead
folks.
and yeah. You can smile down there. I remember you now. This is a bad thing. I just remembered you.
Man. No, man. Damn.
Oh,
See,
bring it
No,
back
I
up.
know you
Moses
trying to
wanted it.
look for some of that energy, man.
I
They ain't got
wanted
it.
you
Ain't
to
worth
bring her
it.
back
That's
too.
Moses,
Bring her
man.
back.
He
I
wanted.
want to ask her about white on white
Hey, he leaning
crime.
back in that chair. He was ready to
I
do that
want
work. I
to
know
ask
what he
her
trying to
about
do.
white on white
Hey, bring her
crime.
back.
Bring her back.
Bring her
I
back.
want to
Bring
ask
her
Bring her
her
back.
back.
about
Bring her
Bring
white
her
back.
on
back.
Bring
white
So
her back.
crime.
let's
Bring her
try
back.
not to
Bring her
get
back.
banana by
Let's talk
banana.
about all the cereal. Let's talk about all the cereal smellers in white on white crime. Like, come on, girl.
Divine, we ain't gonna start there. Hold on, we're gonna let her come back up. What was
Where
her
I
she
point?
at?
wanted her to come back
Her
up.
claim was, isn't there more black on black crime than there
I
is
heard it.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Hey, brothers and sisters, though. Now
Hold
look,
on.
we
Wait,
if we
hold
gonna prove
up,
a point,
bro.
we got to be on
Hold
point, man.
on,
We
man.
can't let this
Hey, man, shut
lady
up.
come and we ain't on
Shut
point.
up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut
We're
up.
gonna be organized. Go
Can I
ahead.
say something
Go
real
ahead,
quick,
no
right?
Come back
cess.
up, man. I invited you back up. Come
Did
on
she
up.
say, was her claim that there is more black on black crime than there is black on white crime? Is that what
No, she said then white on black.
so she's saying there's more black
Because
on
I
black
was in the
crime?
bathroom, I was muted. Yeah, she said
Okay.
there's more black on black crime than white on black crime. Like
Okay, well then,
we're
yeah. Okay, well then,
yeah.
yeah.
But let's
Then,
talk
okay.
about white on white
Hold on. Wait,
crime.
no, hold on. No.
Guarantee
Yeah.
you, she don't want to talk about that.
Hold up, y'all. I forgot I gotta let my brother Sean finish though before that. We got throw up a little bit. Then we can go back to that.
I'm
It's gonna
saying.
be real quick. This is why I encourage the smoke for white people than I do for black people. Because it's gonna all when you hold a foot to the fire
Who's that?
and you stand up, because they not used to black people doing that to them. When you stand on business and doing that to them, whatever they are, racist or whatever the case may be, that shit is gonna come out. But you nice to them and all this shit, they're gonna reserve that shit and hide it. But if you stand on business like you do with your own people, that shit is gonna come out to the forefront and they're gonna come out and they can't hide that shit at all.
Even the ones you married to. Yeah, even to the ones you married
Hey,
to.
hold on. Hey, that man, hey, he ain't lying, Kev. I told you my first child mother. That shit came out for sure. He ain't lying.
Oh, so you lived it.
Yes, I'm married to a black. I got a black woman now. I ain't gonna sit there and lie to you, but I lived that shit. So what you just said is the shit in disguise is so well until I hit that button. And that's why I believe in that you gotta hit that button with them
Let me ask you
because
something.
they could
She
disguise
call
it
you
for
a
so long.
nigga? What she call you? A nigga, porch monkey?
Oh
What would
nah,
she say?
hell nah.
Oh.
She didn't go that far. It was when we
Okay.
were around black women, she had a disdain for like it could be the most ugliest motherfucker. I thought the shit was funny. Any black woman, she was like, oh, I bet you was looking at her like you was looking at that bitch and such and such. So it don't matter who it was. If it's a black woman, she was damn near intimidated by it. So I was like, man, hold on,
Oh,
man.
she
I
was.
feel I feel like Dr. Umar wouldn't be happy with me at this moment, man. So I had to cross back over.
So what made
You
you
know
hold
what? I
up?
can
So since
appreciate that.
we went there then, so what made you attracted to or even to get her pregnant? What made you get that far then since you said that?
That's a great
Because
question, boss.
because I don't be caring about no damn to me that shit don't matter to me. Like if
I
I
like
like
that.
you and I fall in love with you, I'ma roll
Okay.
with you. I done deal with
Well,
all
you
different
mean
type of
then?
races.
You mean then it didn't matter to you? Now it has to matter. Living it, it has to
No,
matter.
no,
I
no,
don't think it still matter.
no. I'm gonna tell you why it don't matter to me. And I told Kev this earlier. I've learned that just because you the same skin color as me, don't make you my kind. Your mindset make you my kind.
We about to make
So
this
I don't.
deep.
So your skin color is maybe important to you, but how you like if you out there unaliving each other, there's another black man, you ain't my kind. If you out there harming people in your community, oppressing them more than a YT person, you ain't my kind.
Here's the one element where I got to disagree with you on, right? And it's only one element. White people are born inherently racist. They're
I
born
don't
inherently
agree with that.
racist. So I believe that they are born inherently. The fuck is this fly around?
Can
That
I
they are
push back?
born in.
I knew you was gonna say that because
That
once
they
you
are
said
born
you was
hurt.
pro black, I
Please,
always
cause
be
Hold on,
Go
hold on,
Listen,
hold
ahead.
on.
listen.
But go ahead,
Have you
Mine,
seen
Ernest.
mine might be a
kids?
little biased. Y'all got the. My father was a black. I grew up. My father was a Black Panther, so I grew up with with a lot of strong black ideologies, I should say, right? You understand what I'm saying? But from the same
I'm pro
aspect, when I
righteous.
grew up, when I grew up until my became an adult, I seen things differently. And I think prison was one of the biggest things that opened my eyes up to a lot of things. But now, I can't do that. I can't say that white people are not inherently racist. I can't do that based on like my lifestyle, the shit that I've
So
lived, shit that I've seen. They
what if
are
they
they are
said black
all
people?
born inherently racist.
Can I ask
Go
you a
ahead.
So if
question,
they say black
Antoine?
people are inherently criminals, then how would you feel about that?
Right, that's one
You
question. But
can't. So that's a difference. That's a difference. That's a major difference. So the reason why that's a big difference. Well, actually, both of them are the same because you got to be taught, right? You got to be taught
that's a
that, right?
great question.
There we go.
But the difference is that when you're born inherently racist, is that you're born already thinking that you're already better than the next person.
Hey,
Like
hold
you
on,
like
hold on.
oh, so you telling me
Antoine,
my foster
you
brother?
just contradicted yourself. You just
Right,
contradicted yourself
right.
because
I was about to ask him.
you said both are
no.
taught, and then you said if they taught, then that
Well,
means it's
that's
not
what I was
inherent.
wondering.
Wait a minute. When a white person
So
come
my
out the womb,
foster
wait a
brother.
minute. When a white person come out the womb, they are not already handed. They don't already have a hand up against us already. Like they're not already in
No,
a
Okay,
head of
Shira,
the race
I get
already.
where you're
no.
coming from. Let me answer that real
Coming
quick.
from,
So
but the
absolutely.
reality of it is,
So don't play crazy with me. Y'all know
Hold on,
exactly
no,
what the hell
no.
I'm talking about.
I
Let
knew
me
what
answer
you're
right
talking
quick. Let
about.
me answer. Let me
That's
answer.
two different arguments,
You
though.
all,
Hold on.
but you all, it's
He's
a syntax argument. Just saying.
well,
Go ahead.
I just
Please,
want
man.
well, I don't know about science, but I can tell you what my eyes saw. And my mother raised foster children, and some of them were white, and they were not born with inherently racism because they walk around like they me and you now. You can't tell them they ain't me and you, even though they're not. But what I'm saying is, if they were born out of their mother and father that were Caucasian, why don't they think that and they not racist at all? Because they got a black mother, which is my mother, and they call her mom, and they know how to cook like my mama taught her to cook. They clean the house like my mama. They pick the women how my mama was. So how's there? I don't get
Listen,
that.
I'm gonna put it to you real simple. You could put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. And I land my plane on that.
All right, so y'all get into the
That's
whole
true.
point of. Go ahead, Sean, because I'm about to get to my point. Because y'all
yeah.
the
Okay.
main two people I was looking for, like
And don't
especially
forget,
pro black. I
don't
love it though,
forget,
but
I
I ain't
got a
got no. I
question
love
though,
y'all.
Kev.
I,
Don't
huh?
forget, I got a question for Antoine. Don't forget, just hold it.
Okay.
I got a pin in it.
All right.
Now, with that being said, if I use that logic, they say they are inherently like racist, right? I believe that everything is taught. I go
Yes.
by how I see kids with each other when they in elementary school compared to when they hit middle school is two different things. At that time, their parents had enough time to indoctrinate them with that hatred, and then the kids they was cool with in elementary, they start to get away from them in middle school. Then high school, they full blown racist. So I believe that's taught. On the other end, if they believe that they're better than us and they have a system that's designed for them, what is the difference from us as black people thinking that we are the original people? We believe that we are the best in every goddamn thing. So we have the same thoughts as them. They just have more power with it. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
What? Okay.
Well, for first genetically we are, because they are a goddamn they are genetically we are. That's irrefutable, right? Because if that wasn't the case, when you have smecks with them, they would be a dominant gene, but they're not. They're a recessive gene. So even from a genetic standpoint, even from down to the molecule, the atom, we better than them. Let that sink in. So for one, how many of them then can synthesize the sun and turn it into energy? None of them can. So I can keep going on and 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 on about the advantages from that we have versus them. To be honest with you, they don't even
So we're
have a
privileged then.
reason of even being here based on the sun. Based on the
What
sun,
you
they don't even have a
what you
reason of
said,
being
Kevin?
here. None whatsoever.
Hold on.
Hold
So
on.
if we so
Hold on. I got
strong,
this girl.
if we so
I can't stand.
strong, if we are
Hold on.
the
Somebody
originals,
was
if we
calling me.
all
My
of these
bad.
things, how come we are at the bottom? Like how can we talk all this we so strong stuff,
Thank you.
but how we let somebody that's way weaker than us in all
Thank you.
categories according to
I'm
what
gonna
you
say
said
one word.
on the
One word.
And
bottom?
they
One
not
word.
whining. Not whining at all. We doing all the whining. We getting all the subsidies. We misusing the subsidies.
One
We
word.
getting
One word. It's called comers. Comers. That's the reason why we down.
Whoa.
Comers. Comers. You want me
Gosh.
to keep going?
Ain't that what we're
You
doing
want
up
me to keep
here?
going?
Can I ask Antoine my
Go ahead,
question
Devon. I know
yet?
you were trying to get that question out.
Thank
You got.
you. So Antoine,
Go
because
ahead.
I love like everything you were saying, right? But I have a specific question to you because I've thought about this stuff too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think your opinion that white people are inherently born with a racist gene in their DNA pretty much, right? Because black people are inherently, I feel like black Americans are pretty much born with a trauma gene in theirs.
Mm.
um so I totally get you, right? But
Absolutely,
do
because
you
trauma can be
think
passed down genetically. Yes, absolutely.
exactly,
It's in the
right?
blood. It's in the blood. It's in the
So
blood.
I
Absolutely.
travel a lot. I travel a lot to different countries for my job, right? So I want to ask you, do you think that what your opinion is specific to white Americans?
I would say yes now because we don't have a systematic system to oppress them. And there's nothing recorded in history or no timeline that we had a system suppressing them.
So you do think
Think
it's
about
because that's what
think about
I've
that for a minute.
seen.
Think about that for a
No,
minute.
I got you.
There's, I know. I'm just about everybody
You know,
else.
we systematically oppressed ourselves first, though. Before that,
Right,
Because
but
first.
I've met
but it's
I've
not the
met white
reverse. It's not the
Australians.
it's
I've
not
met
the
white
reverse.
people from the UK. I've met white people who live and was born and raised in Spain and Italy and Europe. Like, and they literally have no concept of what the Black American racial diaspora is. They really don't.
Wow.
Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. They really,
I
really
believe
don't.
that.
Like, they can
They're
speak on like,
oblivious.
yeah,
Oblivious.
it's a complete obliviousness. They can speak on like if they're from Europe or they're from Germany, they can speak on what the Jews went through with the Germans through like the Hitler stuff. They can speak on that.
Right.
If they're like, from Australia, they talk about like political oppression that the Australians had. If they're from South Africa, they're talking about apartheid. Like they literally are oblivious to the Black American racial diaspora. Like, so that's
So
why
I
I
want
wanted to ask you if you really thought it was specific to
no,
white
no, and
Americans,
I
because
want to
I
add.
do.
Yes, it is. I do think it's specific because the same trauma that we can pass down with with exact certainty. You ever wonder why you don't like something or why you scared of something? You can't even put the reason. You can't even articulate why why you don't like this or why you don't like that. It's because there are certain things that are passed down to you in your genes from your ancestors that you just cannot run from. It is what the fuck it is. No different
I
than white
love it.
people. All that horrific shit that they was doing, that shit gets passed down. That shit gets passed down today, gets passed down in the blood. It gets passed down in the blood. That's why they
I got a
capable
deep
of
one
doing
though.
that.
I'm gonna let Monique go, and I
There's
got a
no
real deep thing about to ask you, Antoine, because I've been waiting for like you. I mean, that's nothing. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against y'all, but I do
I know
want to
you don't.
question some things though. You already know. But and Miss, go ahead, Miss Monique, and then I'm gonna ask this question though, because that's some deep stuff, and I got some things for that.
Y'all be
Okay.
blown away. Did y'all know that one drop of blood holds 422 petabytes of data? Let that sink in.
Mm,
One drop of blood holds 422 petabytes. You know what a petabyte is?
a megabyte. I know I'm talking about, but I
No, a
don't
petabyte is a petabyte is a million gigabytes.
know. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh my.
I don't even think you really comprehended what I just told you, bro. 1 petabyte is a million
Million.
gigabytes.
That's 400 and some million. Yeah, okay, I get you. You
One
know,
drop of
data.
blood holds 422
Petabyte.
422 petabytes. Excuse me,
Petabyte.
petabytes.
Yeah. I
And
get you
and,
though.
and,
Of
and,
data.
and, 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 and it's all ones and zeros. So what makes me think that what makes you think that those heinous things that they were doing hundreds, 200, 300 years ago wasn't passed down in the genes?
I got
Wasn't
something for
passed
that
down
though.
in the
I'm gonna
gene.
ask
So
that
they
though. I got.
have to
Saying
be inherently racist by nature.
Oh yeah, I got something for that though.
Now you
But
could be taught
go ahead,
differently,
Monique.
but go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And then I got a question for for people that either Antoine or whoever agree with Antoine too though. I got a
Yeah, I
question. Go
mean,
ahead.
I'm pro-black as well, but I don't believe that in the whole aspect of trying to say somebody's better than the next person. I mean, I'm just not gonna comment on that.
Mm,
But
interesting.
yeah, but I'm still pro-black because I understand my history and I understand the need to rebuild my people. But what I wanted to say is it's not something as far as what Divine One just said, and I don't know if Antoine you were understanding her question because she was asking you, do you feel like white people in every continent have that same inherent racism, or is it just white Americans? And I
Mm,
disagree with the idea that it's just white Americans. I think a lot of people forget that racism and white supremacy started way before America even existed. The caste
Hold
system
on.
and
God is you right. I said
colonized.
all of them. I said all
No,
of them on what I don't care
okay.
what
I just
continent.
making sure that everyone
No, I
understood.
don't care
Okay,
I
what
yeah,
got something.
continent and
Let's
where
get
you at on
deep.
the motherfucking globe. All
I
of them.
agree with you, Antoine, and
Okay.
that's what I figured you meant. But I think Divine One took what you were saying differently because, like I said, you go to other places on the continent, they're just as racist, if not more racist than Americans.
Interesting.
They may
I
present,
did think he said it the other way, Ms. Monique. I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad.
yeah,
Yeah, I did think. I thought for sure he said just white Americans because you
correct.
have to think about it. There are people in countries that have never seen black people. like in small towns in Czechoslovakia and fucking Slovenia
Can I ask y'all this
and
question?
Bulgaria.
No,
They've
before you
never
go to question, I
seen
got
black
something for
people.
y'all.
They've never seen black people.
I
but
supposed to
they
win that,
still are
Monique.
racist, and I think that's why a lot of people are saying that it's very inherent. And what we're saying is, we're not really saying that you came out as a baby looking like, oh, I hate black people, but you came out. What was inherent was your whiteness, right? And your whiteness is affirmed from every day
Wow.
after that first day in the hospital. It's affirmed that you're better, that you deserve this, that you're entitled, etc. Right? In comparison to your black counterparts. I just left Europe. I just left Poland, Belgium, and Amsterdam, and all of them, even though there weren't many black people around, have huge hands in Africa and oppressing Africa and have slaves in Africa, right? And that's why I thought it was very interesting, even in the prompt where you say, should we blame people or Africans when we aren't acknowledging the fact that Africa, even then, was controlled mainly by Europe,
France.
Spain.
No, it
France.
wasn't. That's a lie. What?
That's a
What?
lie.
What?
That is a
Hold on.
lie.
Whoa.
You
All
going
right,
Hold
so
on.
before we
Hold
go
on.
there, because y'all must just Google, man. We ain't got to do that. We ain't got to do it. Y'all can just Google it, and whoever we
Okay,
gonna say
wait. Host. Who has first right of refusals on Africa's minerals? Who has first right of refusal?
West African was all mostly black people. I don't get how y'all saying that
No,
somebody took over their
sir.
stuff and
No,
took.
host.
So
No.
they
Answer the
had
question.
African slaves. That's what. So just
No.
look this stuff up on Google. I just literally just
I'm
looked it up
talking
a
about
few
the.
days
I'm
ago.
gonna tell
Do
you.
they speak in the Africans
No,
that
listen.
you say was sold each other? Do they speak French?
Africans who live there don't even have first right of refusal of their own minerals. You know who does? France does. France.
You talking about
France
right now?
had.
Probably. You probably talking about right now.
Man, no, for the
You're not
last
talking about back then.
137 years. Whoa, for the last
I was gonna say
137
Europe.
years. For the last 137 years, France has first right of refusal on all
That's
African
not
minerals.
forever though.
That's
Man, do
not.
y'all know,
So
man?
let me say this real quick before y'all switch the whole
What do you
thing.
mean that's not
Go
first?
ahead.
We
It's
gonna
been
go
going
back to
on for
that though. Let me.
137 years. Now hold on.
Yeah.
Now what just did happen? Hold on. What just did happen was a lot of African countries did refuse. They just last year or this year, 4 or 5 of them countries came together and said, "We're not giving y'all a goddamn dime."
I swear y'all say anything for
That
us to
just
sound
happened.
innocent. Y'all
That
say
just
anything for us to
happened.
sound innocent though. But we go get somewhere though. So I got this
How
question.
do you think the BRICS? How do you think the BRICS was invented?
No, man.
Because
The
us,
brick.
What we
The
does
trying-
us.
BRICS.
what we trying- I get you.
The BRICS currency right now.
So-
the BRICS currency right now, which is gonna crush
It
the
says
dollar.
African descendants have first right of refusal now.
All right. So
Now,
before we switch this, because y'all, I'm
Okay.
just trying to ask a few
Maybe
questions. Because
now.
let's go back to we gotta do piece by piece. We're gonna go back to that though. So the one he said about the inheritance things, right? Because I keep hearing people saying that. Okay, because low key I kind of disagree with both of that. We say that the trauma is inherited and the what you say? You said the races is inherited, right? So let's say this then, right? Let's say this then. So say if I was because all that stuff, I'm a firm believer. Everything taught, just like Sean said, I'm 100%. Like we can use to say that we are a product to our environment, and then contradict ourselves and say things are inherited. Which is so we got to
I'm gonna
pick one.
fuck you up, but go
Hold
ahead.
on, I want you to listen though. I heard y'all, but we
I'm
about to get
listening.
somewhere because I'm trying to
Listen.
dissect this thing real quick. So if we saying that the racism or whatever is inherited, right? So what if we constructed I constructed my mind, right? I overcame my trauma, all these other things, and then I birthed a new baby or something like that. Would they take on my just being born without me having to teach them anything? Because if nature is something you don't have to get taught, right? Nature is something that's just going to happen naturally without you having to construct it or change the mind of it, right? Which a lot of things we throw nature in and it don't be a natural thing, it be a taught thing. So since you saying genetics work that way, that you can have trauma or racism in your genetics, right? So if I change it up and have kindness and accountability and all that other stuff, or overcoming and healing in my blood, right? Will my baby have that?
So what if I told? So to answer your question,
Yes,
I
no,
think
you
so.
can't.
I think so.
Hold on. To answer your question, yes. And then I'm about to fuck you up on two levels. You got a worship gene. Did you know that? Right.
Worship
You got a
ourself
worship
gene.
Right. No. You have a worship gene.
That's what
You
we
were
do. We're
born-
selfish as people.
No. No, you were born with the inherent ability to worship something outside of yourself. You were born that. It's called the worship gene. They're called
And we born with
caps.
pride.
They got that whole way. I'm gonna give you the real scientific term for it, right? Just give me a second. It's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me, right? So telomere caps. That's what they're called. They're called telomere caps. So they're fused on one end. They're called telomere caps, and they found that this is a genetic mutation that's not natural. It had to be imposed. They're called telomere caps, right? And the telomere caps, you got them on. They can be spliced. They can have ones on one end. They can have one on the other end, and then they got caps on the end. They got caps at the tips of them, right? And they're called telomere caps. Those telomere caps can be popped, right? So people who worship, and then if you go outside of your word, that means your telomere caps have been popped. That's some real shit. That's a real scientific study. Like they studied this under microscope.
We too prideful to have a worship gene.
Hold on. So you
What?
telling me
What?
that since they're genetically all that stuff, right? And you say that we superior to them. So what's the problem? This is what I'm saying. That's why I sat back and listened. When I said before, we be having all this information, we be having all this stuff, and ain't nobody doing nothing. So all the information that's going in the circle, what are we doing?
Because you got
what are we doing that we
Hold
know
on,
that
because Antoine, I'm looking up telomere caps, and that doesn't have anything to do with anything spiritual or any kind of, according to this site. Yeah, I'm here. Hey,
This
I'm an
conversation about to
intellect.
get interesting
I'm an
though, because I was
intellect,
looking for this.
and I got a lot of prison, educators in my family.
So what I'm saying
So
is, we
sometimes
all
you just
that-
gotta debunk shit. I just want.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm looking up telomere caps right now, and that shit don't have nothing to do with no worship gene.
Even
or
right
none of
now,
that.
we proving that we have a prideful gene higher than this worship gene. We proving that now because none of us don't want to be
This says a telomere cap refers to the protective structure found at the very end of a chromosome, made up of repetitive DNA sequences and associated proteins. It acts like a cap. It acts like a cap to safeguard the chromosome from degradation and maintain its structural integrity during cell division. So this makes it seem like it's a protective.
Word out my ass. I didn't pull that word out my ass.
I didn't either. I am on.
Well,
I can quote my
just
source.
heard it from me. You just heard it
But
from me.
that's my point. I'm quoting Stanford medicine, bro. So I'm like, telomere caps have nothing to do with any spiritual behaviors or any spiritual implementations in the brain from what I'm looking at right here.
So I'm going to find a report. There was a double-blind study.
I'm a college-educated person. I'm just going to look it up. You feel me?
I can appreciate that.
Okay.
There was a double-blind study done on the telomere caps, right? And this wasn't even a school. I think this was in Switzerland. Switzerland found out that within the telomere caps had what they call the worship gene. It had the ability to make people worship outside of themselves, like they did in the SNP study. This was a double-blind study. That's what I'm saying. The one you're reading from Stanford, I ain't never read that one, but there was the one I'm talking about was a double-blind study,
but it's not a cell. Its primary role is to protect the end of chromosomes from being mistaken as DNA damage, which can trigger unnecessary repair mechanisms and disrupt the genetic information. So it looks like it's a protective function of a chromosome. I don't see anything that supports any kind of spirituality. I did.
It's a cap. It's a cap. It wasn't formed naturally. It wasn't done naturally. Like that was given
I don't see none of that.
Millions of years ago. Because you're reading something that don't explain the double study.
Let me just get it real quick.
That I read.
Yeah, that's like that source implying.
I'm gonna find that article.
The reason I would say that both y'all, the reason I would say that this conversation is funny to me is because in order to prove that we are, whatever the case may be, as black people, why the hell are we still going to references as white people reference and we going to white people science? Why we can't have that show?
Come on, Sean. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I spoke out
crazy.
loud. I'm giving you your hand claps, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh no, Sean got one bar. He didn't. No, he got one bar. He don't really. No, it sounded like he got cut off. No, he got one bar.
I can hear. I'm going through the country town taking my daughter home,
Okay.
but I don't see how we keep using like everything we try to prove that we are better than the YT person. We cannot in return use their science, because if it was their science would prove that we are superior. Their science would do whatever it need to do to show that They are better than us. So
That's true.
I can't tell black people that we are better than white people if we're gonna always use
I
their
stand
science.
corrected. I stand corrected. Divine One, you are absolutely right. I gave the wrong term. It's not. It's not the telomere cap. You are 1,000,000% right. It is the VMA2A. Wait a minute. It's the VMA2AT2. Look this up. I'm looking at it right now. Look this up. Look this up. VMA T2. It's called the monoamine transmitter 2. The monoamine transmitter 2 influences human spirituality and likelihood of having spiritual and the likelihood of having a spiritual connection to the human gene. It's called the monoamine transmitter 2, VMAT2.
Yeah, I'm looking that up too, and I don't see anything about any spirituality. I see that the function of that is a protein that moves monoamines to synaptic vessels where they're stored and released. It's found in the brain's monomynaptic
It said the
neurons as
specific
well
gene
as
is
the
called the
peripheral
vascular.
nervous system.
It's called the vascular monoamine transmitter 2 influences human spirituality and the likelihood of having spiritual or mystical connections. Which
Let me type in effects on spirituality after.
See, you can just
Maybe
all
I'll
you gotta
get
do
it
is
then.
just Google worship gene. That's all you gotta do. Just Google worship gene, and it'll tell you what
But
gene
somebody
it is.
said something. Okay, it says it contributes to a person's openness and spiritual experiences. The VMAT2. That's what I'm looking at. When I typed in, how does the VMAT2 affect spirituality? It says that it contributes to a person's openness and to spiritual experiences. But what I
Okay, I
did
can
hear
see that.
somebody said something about white man science, right? Here's the thing. There were
Uh-oh.
black scientists also, right? Here's the thing to remember. There's no such thing
That
as
they
white
got it
man
from
science.
us.
That's
They
why I
got it
draw
from
the
us.
line. That's why I draw the line, because if you know what science is the
Let me
study
respond
of,
next, Kev.
hold on, science is the study of repeat phenomenon. That is what science is based on. That is what the Pythagorean theory and other scientific theories, a theory has to be studied. You have to do a hypothesis on it, and then you have to prove, right? So when you have proof, that's when you can publish science as fact. So science is the study of repeat phenomena, and not every scientist on this planet was white. A lot of scientific inventions were black and were stolen from us. So science is not specific to the white T man. So that's a
Hold
fact.
on, not a lot. The
Yeah.
majority.
Hold
Not,
on,
not,
I
not the
gotta let
majority.
Sean go in, and I know what point Sean. I know the point Sean getting to though. What was the point why he said that? I don't think he was being like that. But go ahead, Sean.
No. I know that black people we have our science, right? But after the YT people, let me tell you what I mean. One thing I know about us is if we don't have no proof or site or source, we're gonna say they stole it or it came from us first. That's one thing black people gonna do all the time. Now, everything that this I'm gonna show what y'all talking about. In order to prove anything, like somebody said how I get my stats and all this type of shit, I get my shit from blackdemographics.com. That's black people. Even if they wrong, I would trust a black source over a white source any goddamn day. So anything, the stuff that y'all saying with the cats and all that goddamn shit, if you look up who invented that, it's gonna always reference back to a white man. All the topics that y'all talked about, you could go and see where it come from, and it come from a white man. Show me something. If y'all believe in black science, why are y'all referencing white people science or white people theories? Give me some black people shit. If you believe in black people stuff, show me the black people work that you're proud of, so we could go off and do our own thing with this black shit instead of giving us white people shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn that boy good.
I feel
Damn
it.
that boy good. Yeah. Let's get into that one right there. Damn that boy good.
I love Sean.
That's deep. That's deep. We're gonna get so look at that. He got to follow off that boy. But keep preaching about my boy.
My man, I don't have no problem with that. It just so happens to be that the topics that we were talking about may have been studied by black scientists. I can tell you some things that you may not even know about what black scientists contributed to the study of different things in our human society. For instance, there's a black mathematician who actually developed the formulas that NASA used in their space program, and her name is Katherine Johnson. Right? There were a lot of different, like we know, a black man invented the light bulb, invented all the different ways to use the peanut, invented some of the cardiovascular and catheter devices that are known in the medicinal industry even today. So it's like there are a ton of black things. It just so happened to be, if we're talking about DNA, a lot of the DNA and chromosomal scientists just happen to
Listen,
be white, and most of them
listen.
aren't white American. They're
I'm just gonna
Switzerland,
say
they're
this.
German, and they're European.
I'm just gonna say this. White people wasn't even invented. This is what I'm going to tell y'all. White people wasn't even invented when we had a lot of these sciences. A lot of these technological things that we know of.
Exactly,
White people wasn't even
Antoine.
a fucking thought.
No,
It wasn't even
Antoine,
a
I think
thought.
the point.
wait,
Now let me
Give me
Sean, let me
one
just say this real quick because I know you said it though. I just want to say this though. Because I get what Sean is coming with, because I think we thinking a little too deep on it. The fact is, it seems like we be selective about what we want to choose from white tea people's thing versus black stuff, and then but if it don't fit our narrative, we be like, oh, that came from the YT people, you know what I'm saying, like that. Like, but so it's like we gotta realize, like, that is you gonna either agree with the YT science or is you gonna or think I'm messing up. But basically, it's like y'all being too selective, so it don't go based off how you feel and make it black or white tea science. It don't go based off that.
Yeah, I want to know.
We got a big problem with that.
Hold on. All this science.
I agree with you.
Tell me how was a white
Yeah, so that's
invented.
I think that's what Sean. But yeah, Sean, let me let Sean go real quick just to make sure.
I don't
Trying to see that's what
discount
he
every
talking
science just because it was invented by a YT person. That's crazy.
I'm going to change my answer to what I said, but it's still going to prove the point. I'm not going to say white people science. Let me just take that away.
Right.
I'm going to say that anytime we reference anything with science, if we so big on black science and black people, I hear something.
The spiritual life of the ancients.
That's why I'm mute real quick. That's a lot of the must.
Oh no, that was my tea. My no.
Oh, end of time.
No, I'm in my
story
office.
back there.
Oh
No.
I'm saying that.
Oh, y'all heard my laptop?
Yeah, that's what we say.
Yeah. I heard something. Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm not gonna say black, white science. Let's just go with science. Period. Let's just say if it's
There you go.
black people invented, it's both of ours. I'm cool with that, right? Even with that being said, anytime if we so proud of our black scientists and the things that they bring to the table, how come anytime we reference anything to prove something about us, we don't go to our science as far as what black people say about us? We always reference what the white people said about us. To me, that let me know that I feel like it's lies. And like Kev said, we selective with what we want to talk about. And hold on. So with me, I don't trust no white people shit at all, right? I trust blackdemographics.com. I trust black sources. Even if they are wrong, I would trust them over a white source because they could be biased, right? And the black people could be biased, but I'm okay with that. I stand on my toe. When I say that I stand on, I don't like black people, not y'all. I'm just saying I don't like black people. I said this earlier. I don't like black people who, like, you ain't my kind. If you don't check white people for the wrong shit they doing and you scared and you got grace for them, but when it come down to your own, you got all this smoke for them and you quick to tell them and counsel them, you ain't my goddamn kind. I don't care what color you are. I don't use no white people science for any. I do, but when it's talking about black people, I'm not for the reference. We talking about black empowerment. In the same breath of us talking about black empowerment, we using white people science to empower us. That shit is backwards.
So the worship gene that I got from the first time I ever heard it was from Dr. Delbert Blair, a black scientist. Yeah, who all know Dr. Blair?
I want to ask you, bro, because I feel like this is your role. What you into? What I'm still mind boggled by. So this is how my brain works. You said white tea people was invented. So evidently black people invented them, right? So why are we suppressed by the people we invented? That's weird to me. This is not.
Can I tell you? I'm gonna tell you because wait. I'm about to blow your mind. There's two things I'm about to tell you because okay. So listen. There are deities and powers that look just like us that's been around for a very long time. How old do you know the black nobility is 6,000 years older than the Illuminati? Yeah, you can rap this on cotton right now.
Wait, hold on.
I said the black nobility.
Show me.
I said the black nobility is 6,000 years older than the Illuminati.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Sean.
I'm going somewhere with this. Hold on. I'm going somewhere with this.
Nobody. This is why I say we get all fucked up. Nobody alive could tell me What happened 6,000? None of us was there. We don't even
Thank
know
you.
if the earth is that
Thank you,
long. We don't
bro.
know if the earth been
That's why I
around
was
that long.
born. See, me
6,000
and Sean
years?
on the same page. We on the
But we
same
know the
thought
Illuminati
process.
is here to this day. We know the Illuminati is here to this day. But you need to let me finish my point. I said that to say this. But we backdoor and see the Pope, the highest power of religion and other powers, everything answers to the Vatican. Everything, even we do. Even we do. Even the United States answers to the motherfucking Vatican. So why is the Vatican why is the Pope kissing the feet of black deities?
No,
Why?
that's still not answering me. How was
Why?
white
I'm
people
going.
invented?
Hold on. I'm going somewhere with this. I asked you why. Okay, so obviously you don't know why, right? So the why at this point is really irrelevant. I'm telling you that we have people that been put in place that look just like us, that to keep us down, they have gave white people the power. And they are part of the black nobility. The black nobility has been doing this for thousands of years.
So I'm gonna ask
This
you
ain't
again,
nothing
what are you
new.
fighting for then if you Black Panther, if you know this information, what are you fighting for? Why not just find a loophole and do what you gotta do to take care of you?
No, first of all, I said my father was a Black Panther. I ain't no
Okay,
Black
I'm sorry, I
Panther. I'm just,
apologize, brother.
yeah,
I
that's
apologize.
how I
But you
grew up.
speak
So my
like him.
father
I
was.
feel you on your
You probably do.
I feel you. I ain't
It's in
challenging
me.
you or nothing. I'm actually
Right,
trying to
bro. It's in
understand
me, not
something.
on me. Right. It's in me, not on me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm just
It's
trying
in
to
me, not on
understand
me.
something, bro. So
Right.
I ask hard questions. It's not to
No, they not hard for me.
fuck
I
with
can
you.
answer by me knowing this, by me
Hey, hold
knowing
on,
this
Antoine.
structure,
You
this
are
power
100%.
structure, this power structure. Go ahead.
But I would say that what you just said, I can't dispute that. Like that's 100%. That's 100% facts. Cause I seen it with myself. It's the video of it, so I know he ain't lying on that. But
Okay.
this is why I believe that. Well, I ain't say believe. This is why I know that it got to be the lack of knowledge that black people don't even care about seeking to even understand what he just said. Right? Here's the other
Thank you.
part. Even with what he just said, even when I hear black people say that the Bible is a YT man book, they let me know that they never read it them damn self. So to me, what he just said is actually true. I've seen it on a video. Whatever it may be, they was kissing some dark ass deity, some little baby like, you know what I'm saying? I seen them motherfuckers doing it, right? So he ain't lying. Now why they kissing it? Hey, I don't know, but I can assume that he's telling the truth, right? But
Okay.
even when it comes to the book itself, and you say, oh, that's a YT man book, if you read it, you'll see the word black all through that goddamn thing.
That's
So
crazy to
obviously,
say because the Ethiopian Bible was 916 years older than the King James. And it's all black.
hold on. Somebody said that it is a pretty much a white and mean book because they read it, right? Once again, if you read that book, nowhere will you see the word white in that motherfucker, right? But you would see black all through it. So how is it a YT man
Swarthy.
book when he always endorsing or uplifting the black person? That's crazy to me.
Yep.
That is
And
weird.
let
Like,
me
why
take
would
it a
they
step
make a
further.
book about?
And let me
Make a
take it a
book
step
about?
further. All the powers outside the United States, they worship black deities. If you're not in the United States, you worship a black deity. Them country, the Russia, they worship a black deity.
Now
Australia, they
they
worship a
do.
black deity. Well, they've been worshiping a black deity. We just catching wind of it. They've
Hold on,
been
hold on,
worshiping
hold
a
on,
black deity.
hold on. We don't even know we can't even remember what our ancestors did in 1900, like 1901 or something. But you want to quote something from 2,000 years ago? Like, how do we know
Yeah.
that the world been around that long? And if
Yeah.
you do believe that
Yeah.
the world was around 2,000 years ago, guess where you get that information from?
Who
Them
you talking about?
same,
Me quoting
come
something
on now.
2,000 years ago?
No, somebody put in the comments that
Oh,
the Bible was written by 45 authors. Who said that? White people, okay? Who said it was 2,000 years ago? That's white people. Show me some what black people, what Negroes, what niggas, what goddamn
Yep.
black America. Show me where we said that at.
Yep.
We don't even know if the world been around 2,000 years, but we could say some shit like
Yeah.
2,000 years, 6,000 years. Like
Yeah.
I heard a motherfucker say
1 million years, it was dinosaurs.
yeah, come
Nigga,
on,
they
man.
told
That
hey
shit.
nigga, they told us we can get on the moon and they was on the moon. Now we know, nigga, it ain't no damn moon ride. You can't even get up there.
listen.
So
On
There you go. There you go.
The
see what I'm
Gillespie
saying?
Tepe tribe, got this in stone. Now, one thing I've always subscribed to, right? Stone will always supersede script, right? And the reason why I will always down the hill with that is because the only thing you can do with stone is destroy it. You can't change it, you can't manipulate it, you can't make it out to be your shit. The only thing you can do is destroy it. I know for a fact that the Bible that I used to blindly believe in and have blind faith in 100% derived from the tablets. So that means the Bible would never be here to read if it wasn't for the tablets, which are in stone. But when you read read those
That's
extended
true.
versions, they are far different than what you read in the Bible, right? Far different, and they are more
True.
melanated than you can ever fucking imagine. They are more.
That's true.
As matter of fact, do you know what we were literally called before it was in the Bible? We were called the black-headed people. You can't make this shit up.
But at the same token, bro, when you go to other people's nationalities, and when you go to other people's nationalities and you look at their way of living and stuff, most of it is all similar, bro. They all taking stories from the same spot and putting it in their own words, bro. Because all of it is just about the same. Furthermore, if you want to look at it like that, all the three biggest religions, the churches, whatever you want to call it, is all across the street from each other. So everybody fighting amongst each other, but the people who really started these religions and things that's going on is right there across from each other. The Jews, the Roman Catholics, and the Muslims. There's churches, the biggest churches is right there across the street from each other. So what are we fighting about?
And let me say this. I'm okay with people not believing in the Bible, right? I'm okay with that. Let me just start out by saying that. But I am not okay with is when you are a black person trying to tell black people who use that book to empower themselves and have good thoughts about themselves and to build their character up. If you don't have nothing in replace of that, you should just stay the hell. You should just shut the hell up. If you ain't got no replacement for black people to find better ways to empower themselves, you just want to take away the only goddamn thing they have. You should just shut the hell up and don't say nothing about what black people are doing, because at this moment you want to take something away that pretty much stop a lot of violence in our community for sure. You want to take away something that help dudes that's in prison reform and come out and have a better way of thinking instead of unaliving one another and helping the community. So why would you want to take something away that's benefiting us just because you don't believe in it? You bring
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? What do you think about the Tanakh?
Before you do that, I was about to just say that I just agree. I do most definitely agree on that part. Because I've been in a lab before behind that. They always find a reason to sit here and downplay something that somebody believe in. It's obvious it's working for some people. Just because you got traumatized by whatever the situation, and don't put it on everybody else, because it's obvious some people making good relationships out of it. Some people, it's like he said, they went to jail and came out a whole better person and stuff.
Specifically.
Yeah, hold up real quick. Because I know we just listen to respond for the moment, but it's all right. But what I'll get to is that nobody, just like you said, every time I face anybody that say something against that, they never give me nothing better to look at, and then they struggling with their own lives. And then I'm supposed to listen to their self morals when I can read a book that helped me figure out things about life that actually been validating things about my life. And then they can do is have information to tear it down, but they never have information on how to build us up. Though I noticed that so much, I never get it. So but go ahead, Divine. I think Divine had something before you.
I just jumped back up because I was being a comment thug, so I just came back up because Sean, the only reason I said that is because it seemed like you have. So here's the thing, just for 2 seconds of background. I was born and raised in a Baptist church. So I'm from the South. I was born and raised in a Baptist church, and I chose to decenter from religion in my late 20s because I had studied several different religions. So there's over 100,000 religions, right? So if you say, the only thing that I was saying is that if you're going to believe in the Bible, at least speak facts on the origins of the Bible, because the Bible is a collection of religious texts made up of over 45,000 authors over a 2,000-year time frame. You're not accepting the 2,000-year time frame, but you're accepting the Bible.
When the tablets is over 40,000 years old. How can that even be true?
Over a 2,000, but he just said he didn't even believe it was 2,000 years. Yeah, I'm agreeing. It's an old collection of religious texts that were gathered over more than a 2,000-year time frame. But here you have Sean saying he's a proponent of the Bible, but he's not accepting the time frame of how long the Bible has existed and who are the authors of the Bible. So I'm just a person. I'm not being contrarian for the sake of contrarian sake. I'm just saying, if you're going to embrace the Bible, then you have to also embrace the facts about the origins of the Bible. There's
Okay,
several different religions that have a book. There's the
okay,
Tanakh for Judaism. There's the
Yes.
Quran for Islam. There's the
Yes.
Analects of Confucian for
Yes.
Confucianism. There's the Rig
Yes.
Veda for Hinduism. There's the
can I tell
Dhammapada
you
for
why?
Allah.
Buddhists.
Can I tell you
There's the
why?
Mormon for Book of Mormonism, right?
The
So all I'm
illuminated
saying is,
leash.
hey, I read, I study, I do this. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to embrace the Bible, you got to embrace the facts of the
Let me
Bible's
answer. Let
Yes.
me answer.
origin.
Let me answer.
Yes. Yes.
I am a very avid reader
Hold
myself, right?
on,
When it comes
because
to this, hold on,
what?
I'm a very avid.
Let him finish, please.
Yeah, I'm a very avid reader when it comes to this book, right? So let me give y'all a couple things. I don't believe in no damn Baptist, no Pentecostal, no Roman Catholic. You can't take the day that's in the Bible of day of Pentecost and change that shit to a religion. On the other thing you said, which I agree, I don't follow religion. I follow the Bible. I noticed that the Bible and religion is two goddamn different things. What people do in religion don't be lined up with the book at all. So I don't give a damn about no religion. Number two is I don't.
The
If
Bible is
somebody,
specific to a
wait,
religion.
can I? No,
No, you're not hearing what
no,
he's
it's not.
saying. Those are two
No.
separate whole
Yeah,
diasporas.
there you go. There you go.
So
Brother.
y'all
There you go.
saying the
There you go.
Bible is not
Hold on,
specific to
let me finish. Hold on,
Christianity
let
in
me
the way
finish.
that the Quran is
Let me finish.
specific to being a Muslim?
Show me
No,
something.
Okay,
because
so
God,
whoa,
guess
You got to
God
read for
never
yourself, like you said you
Jesus.
read.
Hey,
Can I
Jesus
finish?
never
Oh, I
said
have.
Christian in that Bible.
Can I
wait,
finish?
in
Jesus never
Show
said
me,
the
religion,
word
wait, let me put it
Christianity.
in
He
perspective.
never
Wait,
Can
wait,
said
wait,
y'all
wait, hold
let
on,
can,
hold
hold
on.
up real quick? Can y'all let Sean finish? I know
yeah.
y'all heard him talking.
No,
That's
I'm trying
crazy.
not to mute nobody, man. Yeah. Hey, now in the Bible, I told Kev this before. If you could show me somewhere in the Bible where it said that the Bible was by 45 authors over a 2,000 period of time, I would believe you. But when you start going outside of that book, I don't believe nothing outside of that book that's talking about the book. I'm not one of them type of Christians or whatever believer you want to say that I'm going to take what outside sources say out that book and add it to the book. Whatever the book say, I believe in a damn book. Anything outside of that,
You're
if the book,
contradictory
how? Show me
because you're
where the
saying
Bible
that
says that.
the Bible speaks of Christians and Christianity several times. So you're
No.
saying
Wait.
several times. I can quote you scripture, like,
False. First of all, Paul
okay,
You
called
know
them
what?
Christians. Hold on. Paul called them
Right.
Christians.
which is
And,
in the
and, and, and
Bible.
wait, ma'am, can you wait? Paul called them Christians, and that is a byword. That's like they told the Israelites that they'd be called bywords, like nigger, Negro, African American. That is everything that is not your original name. That is a byword. And it was not in their own land when they was called Christians. Now Christianity is not even in the Bible. Christianity is something that
Christianity
Roman
is
Catholics came up with.
He's
So
right because if you get an Ethiopian
hold
Bible,
on,
it's not in there.
hold
He's
on.
right.
Give me 10
He's
more
right.
seconds.
He's
Hold
not
on, wait,
right,
give me
and we're
10
not
more
talking
seconds.
about an
Give
Ethiopian
me
Bible. I'm
10
Yes, he
talking
more
about
is
the
seconds.
right.
Old
They
Testament. I'm
never
talking
they
about the
never
Old
said
1,000,000%
Testament.
right.
God
Christianity.
damn, man. Hold
The
on,
He's
Old
all through the
1,000,000%
Bible.
Testament,
right.
Hold on, tell me
the
this. Hold on,
Bible
tell
is
me
a
this.
Christian book. It's specific to the
Ma'am,
religion of Christianity,
ma'am.
bro. Like,
This is
I'm
why I
not
know
even
you
gonna
No,
hold
lost.
it's
Hold
y'all.
on.
Okay,
Kev,
not.
can
all
I
No, it's
finish,
right.
Kev?
not.
If you
God
say
damn, can I
so.
finish?
Yep.
This is why I know that people are brainwashed. You got the Bible speak about Israelites thousands of goddamn times if you want to say it. And it bring up the word Christian 3 times. So you mean to tell me that we are Christians and it was brought up 3 times more than Israelites that was brought up thousands of times? That shit is dumb to
That
me.
shit was
The
added.
Bible
That
is a
shit was added.
contradictory fiction book, my guy.
Oh
That's what
my
I'm
God,
telling you.
here we
There's so
go.
many.
Okay,
You talking
Kev.
about I'm lost?
Okay,
I
since
don't
you don't
subscribe
believe,
to any religion.
Say I haven't
My
read without
relationship is
having to
with my
say I haven't
creator. I
read.
don't subscribe to any religion anymore.
So
Wow, that's
My
cool.
relationship
I've
is with
read
my
the Bible
creator.
three
So the last
times.
thing I'm in is lost. I've already cut out the middleman while y'all still subscribing to
Let
these
me ask this
100,000
then, real
religions
quick.
that
Do I
exist.
wonder what people do say that?
So yeah, no.
I hear this too much on
I've
the
read the
app though,
Bible
right?
three times.
When y'all say that y'all came here and got some research and from another whatever YT and black whatever information from the computers and stuff, when y'all do all these things and then say that I've let, because I heard this plenty of time, I've let religion go, all this stuff or whatever. Is that your way? Like you feel like you're a better person or a better human being, and then the people that believe it is more
Absolutely.
stupid or something?
I don't compare myself no better to
No, I'm just saying.
anybody
I
for
always
any
wonder why
reason.
people say that though, because we never said like, why do y'all believe in it, or we don't never ask those questions. We rather just say that. No, I left that alone, and
So
that's it's
I'm
crazy
gonna
to
be
me. It
honest
might be
with you,
crazy to you, but
Do
it
you
might
know
not be crazy
why?
to
host.
everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Do
Because
you know
Host, when
why?
you
Because
get
I
a hold of
believe
the
in God
tablets,
and a creator. When I found out that there were over 100,000 religions and they were all
so
created by
that's
man,
what you have to do
I
to be better,
decided
right?
right. And I'm only talking about my self journey.
Yeah.
The only reason I came back up, host, was because my only point, and somebody agreed with that point on the panel, not just me. My only point was that if you're going to say you believe in the Bible, then you also have to respect the origins of the Bible and the authors of the Bible. That was my only
But who
thing,
told
because
you what the origin was?
he was saying
Wait. I
he
just
believed
told
in the
you.
Bible. I'm not
Wait,
even
But I'm
talking
saying, who
about you,
told y'all
Divine,
that
Antoine.
y'all
I
Divine,
was
choose to
addressing
believe it?
Sean.
I know
I'm
you.
not
I
even
know you're
talking to
not, but
you.
I know that. I
Because
know
none of
that.
y'all was
But
here when
what
the
you're
person wrote the
saying.
Bible, was it?
That's
Huh?
my point. You
Let me
just
know if
made
one of
my
y'all was
point.
here next to the
That's
guy that
my
was writing the
point.
Bible.
That's my point. It's just like any
Right.
other book. Were
So,
you here
so
when
that's what
anybody
I'm saying.
wrote it?
Y'all, you saying somebody got to respect the origins, but who knows if that was true?
So why is he arguing origins to me then? If that's the case, both of us have a moot
I'm
point.
pretty sure he was arguing the Bible. He was
No,
not
I'm pretty
saying
sure he
about the
did. He said
origins.
it wasn't 2,000 years old. He said a few things
Oh, you
about the
talking about
origin.
that? But where you get that
Antoine
from?
actually agreed with some of the things that I said about the origins of the Bible. So my only
Well,
thing, I
only to
wasn't
a
up here
point
to
because
be
I was trying to make a
contrarian.
point. But go ahead.
I'm
I
still
wasn't up
using
here to be
Bronson whatever
contrarian
you.
for contradiction's sake, right? That was the only thing I told you earlier. I was a words person and words matter. The only thing that I said is if he's going to claim that he believes wholeheartedly in the Bible without recognizing any of the authors of the Bible or any of the origins of the Bible, then you can't contradict when other people say them. And host, you just spoke to my point. You're saying nobody knows the origins. So if that's the case, it's a moot argument. And I'll
Right? You
land.
don't know what you
No,
looked
we
up either,
do.
though. That's what I'm saying. All
Yeah.
this stuff
So
is
I didn't look
belief.
we
anything
do know the
up. I
All
origins.
didn't
this
That's
look
a
stuff has
lie.
been
We
anything
written
up.
know the
down and put on
origins.
the internet, and we
Yeah,
choose to
she just
believe it.
lied.
We
She just lied. Hold
know
on.
the
She just
origins.
lied. She just lied, Kev.
I didn't tell a
Hold on.
lie. I
No,
gave my
Yes,
no,
yes.
you
opinion.
believe the origin. You
Okay.
don't know,
Hold on. You said
unless you was
something
here.
that
Oh, yes,
you.
we do.
You
It's in
can't
cuneiform. The only
lie if you're
language known to
giving your
man.
opinion, by the
The
way.
first language known to man. It's
No,
in
no.
cuneiform.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If it's
No,
something to
you
prove,
can't. It's
if
your
it's something,
opinion.
okay.
It can't
Let
be
me
of
just tell you.
lie or the truth.
Let me tell you what you did,
Come
and this is
on.
what people do. Let me tell you what you did, and this is what people do, and I pay close attention. I said I believe in the Bible. That pertains everything that is inside of that book from the beginning to the end. What you did is try to get me to go outside of that, and I don't roll like
How?
that. I said I
How?
believe in. Wait, man, wait. I said I believe in the Bible. Everything that is in the Bible.
Right.
You came up here to show me things that are outside of the Bible. I can't
What?
talk to you
I
on those things.
disagree. What did I talk about that was outside of the Bible? All I talked about was the authors and the origin.
Okay,
Like now
watch
you're
this.
moving the
That's
goalposts. I
outside.
never mentioned up it. How
The
is that outside?
45,
How is who wrote it outside of it? The fuck?
45, hold on,
All right, y'all
45
got it. I'm
authors.
dropping down. Y'all
Listen,
It's
got it.
kind of hard for. I guess
wait,
you're not hearing what you're
Hold on,
saying, though. You,
No, she not, because the 45 authors is not in the Bible.
it's not in the Bible, right? She missing a point. That's not in the
Oh,
Bible. You going from somebody on the outside telling you about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I get the
exactly.
two different points. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why she not
Wait,
getting
wait,
it. That's
wait, wait,
crazy.
wait, wait. So what does this have to
So
do with what we
Anybody, what if
talking
I said
about?
this? Let's say this then real quick. So I
I'm
can say that, no, I know
confused.
this dude know Oompa Loompa that made up the Bible or something like that. Just because I understand the
so let
Bible,
me
I
put
don't
it in
believe that
perspective.
the dude Oompa Loompa made the Bible. That don't mean that I don't understand I don't believe the Bible. I believe the
Let
Bible.
me put
I
it
can
in,
care less of
let me
who
put it
invented it.
let me put it in perspective. Can anybody tell me what Noah's original name was that's in cuneiform in the Sumerian tablets? What was Noah's real name? What was Noah's real name? What was his
She said it's
Sumerian name?
given not intelligent. Come on, man. We was doing good all day until the
It's Zeta
disrespect came.
Sudra.
That's crazy. See, all it takes
Noah.
is somebody to talk about something that they, that's what I be saying about some people may feel like they smarter than others, though.
Oh
I feel that way too, but if you
no,
feel
I'm
like
not
that, that's
saying
how you
this.
feel, man. I guess it took religion for somebody to unlock that they feel like they better than the next. That's cool though. Go ahead,
Hey,
Antoine.
I'm not finna say. Hold on.
Antoine.
Let me. No. Don't ask me no questions. Just let me get my thought out first. No, I ain't taking no questions right now. You're gonna let me get my thought out. Then you ask me all the damn questions y'all want, right? Because this is gonna really put some shit into really perspective, right? And I'm gonna use Noah's name that's in cuneiform on Sumerian tablets. I want to put this in perspective, y'all. Okay, it's in cuneiform on a tablet, so that means this was before manuscript. Before writing was invented, before leather, people was putting on leather, it was on cuneiform. His name was Zeta Sudra, which means respite, right? So when you get to talking about the Bible and it's not being this and not being that, the Bible you wouldn't even have that to read. I'm only talking about the Old Testament. I ain't even get into the New Testament. I don't even want to talk about that bullshit. So I don't even want to talk about that bullshit. So the Old Testament that we blindly believe in, the whole entire thing, when it comes to these Sumerian tablets, it's in cuneiform. It is in cuneiform, which is at least 100,000 years, if not older, right? And then you got 236,000 years where nine kings ruled the earth for 236,000 years. That's on a cylinder seal. That is wrote in cuneiform. That's not a farce. That's not fake. You can go look that up. That is a material fucking fact. That is a material fact. So when you get to talking about these convoluted ass conversations about the so-called Bible and the authors, guess what? That shit is in cuneiform. It is in stone on Sumerian, Akkadian, and Babylonian tablets. So when you get to talk about what's wrote before then and before that, if your journey should start at the tablets and end at the fucking tablets, if you want to believe in the Bible, because you wouldn't have the Bible to believe if it wasn't for the tablets. So your journey needs to start there and end there.
Yeah, I like
So
that.
true,
Though. Look,
Antoine.
I'm gonna say this because my
That's
prompt
true.
always get
Antoine's
proven all the
right.
time. I know y'all be hearing me talking though. That's crazy. My prompt always get proven all the time. I be saying though. So it's funny because I found that Divine, she was up here the whole entire time, right? We preaching all that stuff, and it took one. That's all it takes for us black people, right? That's all it takes. One disagreement, and then we get disrespectful, right? We get disrespectful. We start thinking that everybody's it's stupid and all this other stuff or whatever, and that's all it takes. And that's why I be meaning anybody that think that we can be innocent, it shows. And that's why I don't be listening to people that be thinking that we all got it in us. You know, all it takes for our little feelings to get hurt. And then we gonna turn on one another. That's just what it is. It's always been like that. It ain't take no YT person for that to happen, right? No, that's what I'm meaning about. We gotta stop putting everything on the YT and put something on ourselves. Because this little conversation was just straight black people saying this, right? And then as soon as one thing that somebody don't agree with because nobody don't want to think the way that you want to think, or vice versa, now we gonna throw to this. Well, this just sounded stupid. Y'all sound like y'all unintelligent, all that stuff. Imagine if we did that the opposite way. Everybody's not gonna think the way. And who said that you were smart? Just because you look up a few things that make you the most dominant one. I guess there's black people that think they dominant. It's showing that must be that gene, right? That must be that dominant gene going crazy. So no, not you, man. You wasn't the one that said that. You didn't say our stuff was unintelligent, right? So I'm just saying the thing is, we have, and that go back to that pride thing, right? A lot of us are very prideful and ego driven, right? We just like, hey, you ain't going my way, you the stupid and mother, you know what I'm saying? We do stuff like that, and that's why. That's why I go back to this topic. That's why we can't get along. That's why we the problem. That's why I'm saying we only gotta address ourselves first before we keep talking about all these outsiders first. And that's what our problem is. We quick to go victim mode and say, they made us and they did this and all that other stuff. And then we do the same exact thing, us so-called intelligent or logical thinkers, and still disrespect one another or still turn on one another just off of a simple conversation. So that's why I don't be trying to hit it. Anybody can sound smart, but if you ain't got your emotions in check, I ain't trying to hit it. You know, that's why I love talking about what I talk about. That's why I talk about every last thing, because it's going, their traumas, their whatever that's hidden, that's going to come out. I'm going to bring it out too. And it's a reason behind it, because I need people to see things within themselves. Because everybody think they got something. You can read up 100 books. That don't mean that you're still not traumatized.
Right.
What a collection play there, Kel? Where's the collection play?
That's what I'm talking about, Kel. That's what I'm saying. I like confirmation, because when I say something in the beginning, some shit like that about we got all this information and then we can't do nothing together, that just proved it right there. Right there. It just took one thing about somebody who didn't like what somebody said and it just went disastrous. That don't make no sense. So you want to know why we in the position we in? That was one of the reasons right there.
I don't get mad when people don't understand, because a lot of people haven't even came across the information that I've came across. They haven't even took the time to even study the things that I've studied, right? And look, I can't fault nobody for that, right? Is that I've had the grand opportunity to be given some information that that a typical person just ain't gonna subscribe to. But the truth of the matter is that you can't run from it. Is that when it comes to the tablets, there's nothing on man. Listen to what I'm getting ready to say. And I'm letting listen. There's nothing we can reference to older than the Sumerian, Akkadian, and Babylonian tablets that will give us an inkling of what all this is about. And once you get a hold of it, you can't read anything outside or older than the Akkadian, Babylonian, and Sumerian tablets to give you an iota of what is going on. And once you get a hold of that, I'm sorry, you'll never pick up the Bible and look at it the same way again, ever.
Hey,
Never.
let me say this. I'm gonna call what she did wicked. Let me tell you why I call it wicked. And it's a demonic spirit, Ken folk. Let me go ahead and tell you. And I don't really talk like this, but I'm gonna say it. I said at first that if you see all the positive things that this book is doing for black people, I said if you don't have nothing to replace it, just shut the hell up. She
You did
proceeded
say
to
that.
come up. She proceeded to come up here and try to find ways to debunk something that we're using for our good. That's the part where I call it wicked, and that's what I don't like. How you gonna take away something and don't have nothing in return to replace it? If you don't believe, you can't say you. First of all, what she said was a goddamn contradiction. Let me tell you. You can't say you believe in God but not the Bible, because the only place you ever found the word God was in the Bible. Even if you go to the Septuagint, if you go to the Old, whatever it may be, it's still talking about that book of law. Talking about that book of law. And anybody who talk about some, oh, you still committing sin and such, they let me know if you haven't read no goddamn Bible. You still thinking that we under the law. When you telling me that I'm in the midst of sin, you don't know shit about the goddamn Bible. You can't know nothing about it. You telling me I'm in the midst of sin when, like, she said that's a whole lot. Okay, when I said I believe in the Bible, and I'm a land, if I said I believe in the Bible, everything that is in it, the information that she is given, forget the 45 authors. The 2,000 years, the Bible doesn't say nothing about 2,000 years. So that means she is taking something outside of the book that I say I believe and trying to make me believe that. I don't. Show me something that the book says.
I'm
Let
about
me
to
say
really
this. Let
ruffle
me
some
say this real
feathers.
quick though. Let me say this again,
Go
man,
ahead, go
because
ahead, Kev. Go ahead, Kev.
this
Go ahead, Kev.
I don't understand. Like I don't really understand what's your. I want her to come up here. I don't get what her problem is though. Like we really, it even got so good so that we got to. She done came back in this room again, right? Like it's like what you want us to have a hatred towards something because you don't like it or something. I don't understand. Like you getting really triggered because somebody liked the Bible. That's crazy.
I
This is
think she's
I don't
saying
get it.
she
Like I
just
don't
want
get
y'all
what.
to get y'all facts straight. That's all she's
Huh?
saying because
Who
she
cares?
like
Nobody gonna talk
listen.
about. That's not the point. We can care
But
less about facts
I'm
or
just
not.
saying that's just probably what I don't know what
Who
she really meant by
cares?
that.
Who cares? Who cares? Nobody care about that. Because if
Okay,
you're not believing in it anymore, and we are, right? Because I am too, right? So now I guess I'm putting my personal in it, right? So I do believe in it, right? But my thing is, facts ain't doing nothing. If what I'm reading, that's the whole point. Sean said, if what I'm reading is helping me become a better man or a better person, I could care less about the fact if it was made by freaking Santa Claus or not. I could care less. If it's helping me out or helping us be a better person, what's the point of you getting mad at that? It sounds like you need the Bible. Or you might need something else to invest in because whatever you investing in ain't working because you getting mad at somebody. I'm not about to get mad at a Muslim if their stuff is working. I'm not about to get mad at a Buddhist because their stuff is helping them become better. So I never understood how we personalize how other people choose their way to become a better human and take it personally because I want you to be mad at it because I'm mad at it. That's crazy. Like that don't make sense. That makes sense.
I'm
Like why get mad? Why get mad? Just say, "Dang, I don't know, I don't understand," or ask why that y'all choose to invest your time in this. And that's all it's simple. We so prideful and ego driven, like I mentioned earlier, that we just want people to be the way I want to. Well, I did 1,000 researches on things, and I done gave that away. Cool, you had to do that, but is that whatever you doing now become helping you control your emotions? Is it helping you be understanding of other people that don't think like you? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. We need to shut up about that black unity stuff when we can't even unite over the littlest things. That's why I say that black unity stuff is a freaking joke. It's a joke. Y'all like sounding good, but then soon as somebody say something you don't like, then you want to like, and that's why I get why Sean's saying that. It makes so much sense because it's like he literally just broke it down and said you got dudes even in jail that's changing their whole life
I
because of
understand.
the Bible, and you still look past that. Well, I want you to have the fact that it was made by that. Who cares about the fact? Who cares? Who cares? Because you're not reading it no more. They don't make no sense. Like I said, we need to. If people is doing great, be appreciative of that. That's that back to that crabs in the barrel stuff. If somebody else is doing better, then we step on each other. That's what I'm saying. That little fake, little black unity stuff. That's what I'm saying. Oh, y'all got me. Oh my goodness. But whatever. Man, I'm done.
man,
Nah,
Kev.
I see
Kev
what
on
you
a
saying,
mission
man.
today.
I just
Kev
took
on
a
a
turn.
mission
I didn't
today.
even know what y'all was talking about for real. Cause Antoine started talking about some the brain cells. Well, I don't even know. My brain just hurt.
I love how Sean and Antoine kind of broke things down too, because like Sean and like Kev is talking about some, you got to start somewhere. If the Bible is like one of the most sold books in the world or given away books in the world, if you don't start there, and like even with Antoine is I've been following him for a long time, a lot of history. If you start with the Bible, yeah, sometimes you want to look more into it, but we're not going off what other people are telling us. If we're not doing it ourselves, like what Sean said, is like, is that going to make you a better person to have somebody tell you how to do it, or are you going to do it yourself?
I didn't. Is
That's
anybody
so
talking?
funny
You
though.
got
That's why I
quiet.
like it. Unlock it. I just love talking. You
Yeah.
unlock all these things. Everybody.
The crazy part is, I mean, it's okay to have knowledge. It's okay to do your research and do your study on things to where when things come up, you are someone who is very educated to where you can have any type of conversation with anyone. But you have to be. It's just like if someone told me, like I told you this before, Kev, that my wife had a dream about something, and she felt like the dream was real, and she was talking about the spirit and all that stuff. And as she being vulnerable with me, and it was helping her like recover from something, which I'm not gonna get personal. I decided to say, after she was vulnerable and something was working for her, and she was finding a way to grieve about something, I'm gonna open my stupid ass mouth and say, "Man, I don't believe in that." And we had an argument. Why do I feel the need to tell her I don't believe in something when she's being vulnerable and she told me that it's working for her? So the same way with this, I said it several times. If you don't have a replacement, don't take nothing away from a group of people that you already feel like they are oppressed. They're already at the bottom of every society. You don't have nothing to replace that. You heard that and you proceeded to still come up here and talk down, and then you say that stuff about you didn't call nobody stupid. When you say that this is getting unintelligent, you calling us stupid. So I pay attention to shit like that. So if you don't have no solution for it, now just because you don't believe in this book, that don't mean you should talk down on the people that do. You don't believe in
Right.
it? Oh well.
All right. I think everybody got that one special brain that just, if it don't interpret the way I interpret it, you gotta be not smart. That's crazy. All of us still searching, man. All of us trying to and build. I don't get it. We was babies at first that didn't know anything. Then we read a couple things and feel like we geniuses. There's so much stuff that we need to learn, man. It's so crazy.
Hey, you
Yeah.
know with that, when I think about that Million Man March, Kev, this is a prime example of why it could have been effective, but it didn't work. Because you had a million black men that show up, which is very, very powerful. I don't think like you'll ever have, I ain't say ever, somebody may be able to do it again. But what stopped the progress is all of us had different ways of thinking. Everyone wasn't under the same religion branch. They couldn't put their religions aside and be like, okay, what's best for black people as a whole? It always boiled down to, okay, I can march with you, but when we start getting down to what's right and wrong and how we want to do things, man, my religion says this, my religion says that, and we were not being able to come on one accord and have that effective change. You got a million black men and you can't really spark some type of major change. That's crazy.
Mm.
I like what you said, Sean, about knowledge. Knowledge is good. And I always say this, all knowledge is good knowledge, whether it's bad or good, because now you got options. But it just like the Bible says, seeking you will find. So when you find that knowledge and you see it, now your discernment like has to come in, and you get to decipher, what you choose to do.
I think to me, he told me to search for wisdom. He didn't tell me to search for knowledge, because knowledge have people acting the same way that they acting.
Right.
See, a wise person
Right,
do like
King.
I did. We listened to all that. I could have jumped in back and forth, but a wise person is okay with listening to both sides, dissecting it, and making a true synopsis of the dialogue. So
Yeah.
even if you, so this is what I tell people. So I'm mathematical smart. literature, language, and all that shit, I'm average. But if you can put anything mathematical solution wise in front of me, I can do things that you can't do. I can figure out things that you could never figure out just because you are literature smart, you history smart. I'm mathematical inclined. I'm like those type of things. So it's a different language. Right. So the people that I deal with that deal with just really mathematical solutions dealing with their life, we're a little bit more coarse. We're a little bit more direct. We don't go around the bushes. We don't play all the ifs, ands, or buts. We look for the straight solution. So when people do literature, they have all these roundabouts. They have all these fucking ups and downs and figure this out, figure that out. Man, it's too much. Y'all make it too unsimple. Y'all the ones making this shit a mystery. This shit is simplified. This shit is it don't even take a rocket scientist to figure out what this spiritual thing is. You just got to be within yourself wanting something different, man. That's where it starts.
That's what I'm saying.
We're
Like
saying
all
the
this
same
extra
thing.
shit, all these extra terminologies,
it.
bro. Like it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
I be loving this, man. Y'all don't get it. Is that I don't know if that's I don't know if it's toxic, but I think it's like a relief, I guess, to me, man. I just be loving it. Like it be showing me like that's the reason why, like I said, that's the reason why I do what I do too, because I literally talk about everything. Just like I think I lost somebody that was following me earlier because they just read this topic. They didn't get a chance to break it down. They just got triggered and then I don't want to follow you no more. Why would you have this up there? Did you hear anything that's what I said? People follow you for a reason. And I guess it's different because I do hosting and stuff, and I got people that claim they supporters and some people that really supporters, right? So I had claimers and I have some actual supporters, right? So I realized like some people they follow you for a reason. Everybody got a reason why they follow. That's like we were talking about the topic yesterday of being used, right? Everybody using each other for whatever reason. That's what it is. You know, I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. It's good use, it's bad use. You know, God uses people. Everybody, you know, you use whatever. You know, I don't know why we made a bad thing behind being used or something like that. You get used for your job. You know, you get used to, you know, whatever. But
it's so I like what you just said. And I had to come to this conclusion, right, that it's okay to be used, right? My thing is, and I agree with that, I had to learn that for somebody, I don't mind being used, like use me for my resources, use me for my knowledge, use me for the things that I have obtained in this world to benefit you or anybody that's around you. Just don't misuse me. Don't misuse me for my resources. Don't misuse me for my information. Like that's what I mean. Like I want to be useful, right? And on the other side, where I think we get so caught up in like wanting to be right. Like to me, I can't sit around. I'm gonna say for me personally, I can't sit around and watch one person talk oppressive language to another one, because Scripture says, "Surely oppression make a wise man mad." So I'd be mad and upset when I'm seeing somebody talk some oppressive stuff. If you see that black people are benefiting from something, why do you? This is the part I don't understand, Kel. If you seeing somebody believing in something and you don't believe in it, I'm okay if you say, "Hey, I don't believe in it," and kick rocks. But when you say you don't believe in something and you linger around for minutes and minutes to try to keep telling them that they pretty much not stupid, but what y'all believe in is not real, and everything they giving you, they trying to uplift you as a black person, but constantly using the book they saying is a YT man book. They using his resources to bring us up. That's crazy to me, man. That man washing the hell out some dishes over there.
There's something going on. My boy going.
Yeah, my bad. I just threw him in the dishwasher.
This is
43 times. Get it up.
This is Sean Sunday.
Nah. Kev over here preaching today. I just don't.
I'm glad I came in Kev's live today. For real, I'm glad I started following this man, and he gonna hear more of my raspy ass voice. Cause I'm gonna support you, bro. Cause you won't build it. You putting bricks together, bro.
For sure, I appreciate
you put bricks together, man.
You was talking about something a couple of minutes ago where you said like you noticed that somebody, I think you said they unfollowed you because they didn't like what you had on the prompt. I was in a live the other day, and I don't know if you seen me, Kel, but I was fighting for my life on them panels for 3 days, and I really don't be on the panels doing that stuff, right? But I had to call some people. I had to call them women out who was being fake. They was being fake and fraud because This woman was following me around on this app because I unfollowed her, and she tried to say that I was masking and misogynistic, and I'm like, you the one. She called me out of my name because she seen that I was in a panel. I was in somebody live, and I was just chilling. And I like to go in women's spaces because every day I'm a married man. I'm not going to be in women's spaces. I'm not going to be in women's faces every day. Like, hey, how do men, are men this oppressive or men this? No, I'm married. So I don't talk to women on my daily life. So I go on TikTok and I get to go in, I get to hear women like I don't do in real life, right? I could sit back in the corner and listen to what women saying, what men doing. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could take something from that and go apply it in my life. But if I don't like it, I don't apply it. This woman looked and seen that I was in a room. I don't know how the hell they do that. That's some TikTok super shit, I guess. She seen that I was in a room and she was like, and Sean bitch ass up in here. Like, why he up in here? Because she got mad because I unfollow her, right? And I said, I don't like following people. I said, I feel like some women could tell you and articulate the problems that they have with men, and I could understand it because I used to be any man they bring up. I was that type of man. But I believe that sometimes it could be harmful because it's a little bit too much to where I feel like you coming across as if you hate men and you're really not trying to come to add no solution or fix things. So I get on a panel and this woman and I called the other women out. They was like, well, they try to justify her calling me a bitch by saying that I was wrong for telling people like I did say I think she hosts bad lives. I said, yes, I think she sometimes, I said at times she hosts lives that I believe.
Where'd he go?
He must have got it.
But I'm gonna help you out, Sean. I'm gonna be real quick. I'm gonna take 10 seconds. So you know that when you do these things, you have to actually go and pocket watch. What I mean is go in their profile and see what they look like. And the majority of women, I'm just saying from my experience, when I go into these lives and y'all see how I act and conduct myself, I'm the same person. But it'll be very, very unattractive women who don't take care of themselves, who really don't like themselves, and they don't get dates. They don't get men choosing them, so they can say anything negative about a man that they want, and it works for them because they have a platform. These are the same women that men like us who grind and do what we supposed to do. We're not even looking at you. We're not looking at you, but you have a voice. So we stuck dealing with these big back, won't push back from the table, people who sitting at home all day on their computers just to start drama because they don't got nothing else to do, bro. So when they start doing that to you and they try to ride your back, look at their profile and just be quiet. Them women you let talk. You never respond to them. That'll keep your emotions intact, man. I wouldn't be defending myself against somebody who can't even go get the lowest bottom of the totem pole. You can't even get a pookie because your big ass. So no, get out of here.
Now I normally don't, right? But for some reason I like, man, you know what? Hey, help me go ahead and be honest with you. Man, we good today, but for the last 2 days, you know, me and my wife, for the first time we had an argument in about 6 months. So we've been beefing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I needed to relieve some of this stress. And they attacked me at the right goddamn time. So hey, hold on. I let loose, you know what I'm saying? We was beefing with each other. These women, she called me a bitch. I was like, you know what, man? It's time to go ahead and just stop being so nice and let these motherfuckers know. So when I said that if I was a man and I cursed this woman and called out of her name because she unfollowed me, y'all will call me all kind of names. But y'all are up here and Kev, I was on a woman live and she took up for me. She said, yeah, y'all wrong. Like, you know, like how y'all sitting here validating this woman for calling this man out, and because he decided that he feel like for him that she's too toxic, like she's a little too much. And she was like, so what's the reason why you unfollow me? I said, you know what? It don't matter what I say. I said, I'm not my boy, and my boy he cool. I said, I'm not LJ. You're not gonna be able to trick me or get me to not be able to express my feelings or emotions. I'm very good at this. I said, if I tell you why I unfollowed you, you're gonna find ways to invalidate my feelings, and then you're gonna try to say that it's my inner misogynistic. No, it's not. I just don't want to rock with you.
All right, I'm gonna help you one more time, Sean, because you're a bad brother. I'm gonna help you one more time with your verbiage with these women. Take it from me. I know what I'm talking about. Using that word, feeling an emotion, even if you have it in any conversation with a woman, you're wrong. Don't use it. Don't say it. Don't go over there. Don't do it. If you use feeling or emotion in any of your verbiage, they
Hey,
finna tear
hold
your
on.
ass up.
Hey, hold on. But this where it got worse right here. This is when all Kev, and these are women that be in my boy live. I ain't gonna say his name, but these women be in my boy live. Even they was like, hold on, what the hell? It was two women on the panel. I'm gonna say her name. One of them is your girl Mia. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Mia, we still cool.
Yeah.
Me and Mia still cool, but you know what I'm saying? I told her, hey, you was wrong for that. They was trying to provoke me to call the other woman. Since she called me one, it was like, you want to say the word, go ahead and say it. I'm like, and then I said, why would I want to call her that when I've never I don't talk like that to women. And then all the other women in the chat was like, why y'all provoking this man? Like, why y'all want him? And it kind of like exposed some shit. Like, it kind of really exposed them in a sense. Like, why would you provoke a
Right.
man to call a woman a bitch? Like, where did you get
You
to
know
that?
what? You know what, Sean? Like I feel you on that because there are times that I go into lives because I'm doing a big podcast on Fathers Alliance and promote like even me as a woman going into other women's lives or being around other women and where I'm trying to help them like present be more understanding of men. They hate on it. They hate on it. And I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing? Like, even other women have challenges with other women. So I can only imagine what you
But they
guys are
walking
going.
around looking like a moose, or I ain't being funny, they looking like a moose, elephant, or giraffe. These is the women who saying it. So these beautiful women that's really beautiful, I go on their panels and you don't hear them saying none of that shit. They saying we need you, brothers. We saying what could we do to help y'all be better. So it's a difference. I picked it. I paid attention. I'm real good at figuring things out. So once I figure things out, that's what I mean by earlier when I say information. Once I get informed, it's on me to deal with this shit the way I want to deal with it. So I listen to these women, and some of them do got gripes, man. Some of them do have something to say, but I guess the way they projecting it, you seem like you lonely and sad and don't nobody want you. Like, why you so angry about it? Like, ugh, we don't want that.
It's those same women that come in and say, well, I'm going to be independent and I'm going to be single my whole life. But you were born into a relationship. What makes you think you don't want one?
Hey, and on the other side, right? When I first came to TikTok, I used to, that's it. I'm gonna go with both of them, men and women. Let me start with women first. I used to go in women lives, like just listen, not be on the panel. And I'm like, damn, they talking about men today. Like, damn, that's some factual stuff. Like, I used to be that type of man. And then I follow them thinking that, maybe it's just like a one-time thing once a week where they kind of like getting on me. And I'm okay with that. And then when I started to see that it was every single day, then I was like, well, damn, like this shit getting out of control. I feel like I'm volunteering myself to some form of abuse in a sense. Like, why am I keep
Right.
coming back and they constantly talking bad, like nothing good? And then when I started following men, I seen like some dudes that was talking about women. I'm like, and I followed them for that day, and I'm like, you know what, man, they speaking facts, man. I've been through that stuff before, right? And then all of a sudden, I go to them every single day, and all they's doing is talking about the shit that women do. And I'm like, hold on, man. I don't want to be around a group of people who they constantly talk about one thing, because to me, that's just like if my wife tell me all the time, well, if she always telling me the bad stuff that I do and she never tell me the good things I do, I would have a problem with that. Because you have no problem opening your mouth telling me the bad shit I do, so you shouldn't have no problem opening your mouth telling me the good things that I do.
Right, Sean. Right, Sean, and that's the thing that we're seeing a lot. Like it's kind of like you go into these rooms where they're just bashing and bashing and bashing each other, whether it's men or women. And we see it on both sides, but because women are more emotional or more like feelings, like what Kane was saying. Whenever you talk about feelings and emotions, but when a man wants to express himself, why can't he? Why does he get looked at differently than when a woman wants to express herself? So you see it.
But at the same time, lovely, they be asking us to be shivery. They be asking us to listen. They be asking us to do all
Right.
this stuff. And then when we do it for you, we just a bitch ass lame nigga and all this we and all this shit. Nah, bruh. So I stay like the way I am. And a lot of women be on this panel, they be like, Kane, you ain't. I say, listen, man, my woman is happy. She ain't sitting over here complaining. She's sitting right next to me while I'm talking to you. And she laughing
Right.
at y'all women. She laughing at y'all.
Yeah, you know what my husband told me yesterday, and I'm a very vulnerable person to him anyway. I'm very private, but he said I want you to be even more vulnerable. To him, because he runs this house. We both work, we both do our thing. We have a great a great agreement. With how we were in our marriage, and we've been together almost 9 years. And but when he asked me to be more vulnerable, I had to sit back and say, okay, what blockage or what am I putting up that makes him want to say that I need to be more vulnerable? So there was something that I'm doing that is not allowing him to be the man that he needs to be. And a lot of women don't like that constructive criticism, and because they get so emotional, they get so wild. And I was like, remember, Kev, I brought this up on your panel before and multiple panels, where when they say, how can I ask for a man of God if I don't believe in God, or if I'm not following God? I'm not sitting in my Bible, I'm not reading my doing my research, or doing the things around the house that I need to do. I can't just expect my husband to do everything for me, and that's what so I was like, okay, maybe that's where my vulnerability is coming from, where I feel like I'm the one that needs to take care of this and take care of that. But my husband cooks, I cook. We both can do that. So it's like I think it's just how people receive things. So when my husband told me, I want you to be more vulnerable, it kind of was a reassurance to say, open up a little bit more. Open up a little bit more. Let me know a little bit more about what's going on. Because everybody knows the field that I work in. Sometimes I don't want to talk to nobody at the end of the day. I don't want to talk to nobody, even my own husband. And it's because I'm dealing with everybody's problems all the time.
I,
But I had that vulnerability is where he's telling me, just be more vulnerable to
I
me,
think I
not to
had that
anybody
problem.
else.
I don't think I had. Well, I had that problem outside in a relationship, in like just in people in general, like life. Like I have a problem with people who always trying to correct me, but they don't pour nothing into me. Like if all you want to do is just point out the shit that I'm doing wrong and what I could improve on, I'm gonna assume, and I think this is natural. I'm gonna assume that you have a hatred towards me. I'm gonna think you have some animosity towards me because it, and then people feel like in today's time that you shouldn't be praised for something that you should be doing, and I disagree with that. Like and I notice when you pass away, this when everybody become fake. They want to give you your flowers for doing the simple things when you was alive, but when you was alive, they saying those simple things you shouldn't be praised for that. Like, oh, he was a good person. When I was a good person when I was alive, you didn't give me no goddamn credit. You told me that was normal, and I
Exactly,
shouldn't be
Sean.
praised for that.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Like
Sean.
that is so
And that's
weird.
why like when people pass away, it's like that's when they want to celebrate them. Oh, like, oh, this person was this to me, this person was that to me. But what were you to that person?
Yeah, like that's the main time, like when they get weird. Like that's like literally like the main time, like the only time, but it's like when you hear it's literally nothing, or it's like, yeah, like what Sean said, like it's like they feel like, well, like, I don't gotta praise you for like the stuff that you should already be doing. Like,
Mm,
I don't know, like that's just so weird. Like, but you can be
mm.
showing up like,
That, yeah, that's what we call in our field we call it codependency. It's like you're trying to make somebody be responsible for something that they should already be responsible for.
and also like and hold on, also because I said I don't care, like because Like, yeah, because if you show up at my funeral and you know that you haven't been around me or anything, like, do not do that fake stuff. I will haunt you. I don't care. Like, that's so weird. Like, do not do that.
Damn, you a hunter? What you say?
Yes, because that's
Oh,
weird. Like, do not do that.
I'll hunt you and I'll find you.
You know what I don't
Like,
like?
that's crazy.
Don't let this little voice fool you.
No, so you telling me,
Hey,
like,
you
no,
know,
ma'am, so you telling, like, no, like, hold on, like, so you telling me that, okay, like, so you telling me that, like, you haven't, like, been around this person since they been here, like, you haven't, like, had no contact with them, but Tane passed away, like, now you wanna, like, drop hours, like, to the funeral and everything, and act all fake and stuff, and
Mhm.
all of that, like, no, we not doing that. And yeah,
Oh,
like,
you
and I
saying
would
the
hope,
spirit?
like, and yeah, like, I would hope, like, someone, like, who is, like, close to me would, like, catch on to it and be, like, not let, like, the person, like, or, like, whoever, like, in who, like, wasn't not, like, in contact with me. But, yeah, like, I don't like that stuff. Like, do not do that. Like, that's really fake. Like, and it's not, like, no. Like, you should not be coming around. Because you wasn't around when they was here.
Mm.
I tried to mute Alta when she came off, but she already muted herself.
Dang.
Let me just say something. You know what I don't like when I be hearing people say this? I don't like when people say that you shouldn't. And then let me make sure I say this. Let me explain for it after I say it. The trauma dump thing, right? Or you should come healed when you are like talking to someone. I believe that no one is I don't believe that anyone could be 100% healed. I just don't believe in that. I believe that it depends on where you at in your stage. Are you 50% healed? Are you 50% in recovery? But to say that, like, I believe this just for me, that if my wife came to me and she had issues with dudes cheating on her in the past, right? And let's just say I started doing things that reminded her of when other dudes was doing things that she got cheated on with, right? I'm okay with making sure I fix those things for my wife instead of me be like, you know what? You treat me like them last niggas. Like, no, I believe that I shouldn't, if I'm moving in a way to where it reminds her of her getting cheated on, I think it's my job at that point to make her feel secure. Like, I don't want the first thing, I don't want to be doing the same thing that another dude was doing, cheating on you, and make that a pattern. Like, no, I don't want to do nothing that resembles an ex that you dated that you're not with anymore. But in today's time, people feel like you can't come with some type of trauma, and somebody, the person you're dealing with, they should be able to lift you up and empower you in some sense. But when you feeling like, well, I ain't carrying no man baggage, or I ain't carrying no woman baggage, man, to me, I just feel like some people just don't have the, like, when, and I don't like this. There's another one I don't like. All this, why everybody want to send black men to damn therapy? Like, god damn, man, like, we
That's
can't
okay.
talk to y'all. Like, why everything is go seek help, go seek therapy? Like, when the hell have y'all been to therapy? Like, damn. I could talk to my wife and she could give me some type of healing. I don't need to go to no therapy. All she needs to do is listen. She don't have to agree. She could listen and understand from the perspective that I am coming from. And a lot of people can't do that. If they can't understand your perspective, they can't understand what you don't like. Kel may do something that I disagree with. But when, like, I'm gonna give you an example. When Kel, you been making your vetting tips videos, I be laughing like a motherfucker. Let me just say that one of them. But if you say something that I disagree with, right, I could still agree with it based upon where you're coming from. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
I understand people's perspective. Like, if you have a different perspective than me, and then you tell me your conclusion on something, I'll be like, you know what? I can see where he's coming from. But other people, if they don't feel like they can understand where you're coming from, they're gonna shoot you down. They're not gonna be willing to listen. They're not gonna be willing to understand. And I learned that's what therapists do. They don't understand. You could be talking to them, be like, man, what the hell is this person talking about? But what they could do is they could understand where you're coming from, your logic, and they'll try to relate to you based upon where you're thinking. And a lot of people can't do that. So don't send me to no goddamn therapy.
I'm
So let me
glad.
say this. Hold up real quick. Hold up real quick. I just want to say this real quick. Cause it's like I don't know if I all the way agree. I'm not gonna say agree, but I don't think I feel that though, cause I don't believe people should be it should be another person's job to prevent somebody from bleeding on other people. And I think that's the problem today, that people do get in situations that they didn't even really recover from, or at least recovered enough from, and try to get to somebody else and expect that next person to heal them or do the problem that they should have been trying to invest in themselves on. Like, some people don't even try to take the time to themselves, or do something to figure out where they went wrong with. And I think that's the biggest issue, is that people do jump in situations. I ain't gonna say because I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's no 100% heal, but you can still I guess heal enough. That's the word we gotta go with. I guess heal enough to where you not sitting here so dang on insecure that if a dude just sit off of a person, you can't even walk out the door to go work out without them. Where you think you going? Well, that's, I think it's kind of levels to it, and I do believe you got to do some type of healing, because this should not be. I be hearing people say you can heal with a person, all that stuff, but there's 1,000 people that done tried that stuff, and that's the problem. Everybody think they Captain Save or whatever the situation is, and that's not everybody else's job to fix. You don't have to be in a relationship to fix some situation like that, though. But I think that's kind of, with me, I think that's kind of dangerous to put it on another, especially in a relationship after you had babies with them and all this other stuff, and then say, I just want you to be patient with me or something like that. No, every last moment I try to take a step, you keep blaming me for everything, but I get it. Some people do things that's like kind of, what's the word? Kind of suspect, and I can get that. I can feel that too, though. So some people do give reasons for those triggers or whatever. But I think it's levels to it, though. And myself, I always say kind of the opposite. I do tell people, you got to focus on yourself before you're trying to get with somebody else. I say that all the time. I just can't,
Kev,
but
I'm gonna tell you something like this. Swear to God, Kev, and I don't mean this to be mean to nobody. I like people and then I don't like people, but I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not put on this earth to make you happy. I'm not put on this earth to find you peace. That's something you're supposed to do for your god doggone self. And when people keep on thinking that somebody else is supposed to be the anchor of your happiness, the anchor of your peace, then you in trouble. Then you find yourself putting so much into a person and losing out within yourself. And then when they get a filled up situation, your ass is leaving with an empty cup. So I've been there and done that, and it don't pay off to try to make people happy. No, if they don't know how to make themselves happy, they need to figure that shit out. It ain't your responsibility to make somebody feel love. That's not your responsibility. It's not.
Well, I think too, King, is a lot of times some of our healing, and I love what Sean was saying earlier, because I mentioned this yesterday on Kev's Live when we were talking about healed. Healed isn't sealed. We're always in a constant healing point,
but you gotta want that, baby. Some people like to be in their pain.
Sometimes giving love and giving compassion and giving it out is actually part of your own healing process.
Hey, so, I agree, but I'm saying that pain, people hold on more to their pain. They hold on more to their pain. So let me ask you a question. So all your life, I can guarantee you can remember more painful times than happy times, because pain help you remember. My grandfather always told me, son, pain help you remember. Don't worry about the pain. It's going to help you remember not to do that shit again. It's going to help you remember how to move around those situations. So more people hold on to painful situations. Like, you probably can remember when you smashed your finger when you was a kid, but you can't remember those happy ass times that you had when you had your first Christmas that you noticed, or your birthday, or a time when you was with your grandparents and shit. Those times are like obsolete to a certain extent to the memory, because the pain takes over everything. It's like, most people's characters built off bullshit they went through, not happiness.
And I talk about that a lot, though, too. It's the pain and the trauma that already happened. We can't get through that. It's the emotions that are tied to it that people hold on to.
Yeah. The reason I'm gonna tell you, I feel like y'all probably missed the point, right? If I feel like, and let me just say these things. I feel like if you are a good human, you could be a good husband, you could be a good father, you could be a good pretty much everything. If I'm a good friend, I could be a good husband. And how I look at it is, what is the difference from you having your friends and your friends coming to you and they have some type of childhood trauma or whatever it may be. Any type of trauma, they need some type of relief, they need some help, they need someone to listen to. If you could have that same compassion for your friends and be a good friend, are you going to send your friend and say, hey, go get therapy? No, you're going to sit there and try to help your friend. So that same energy you could help with your friend, why couldn't you do that for the woman that you're laying down with? So for me, I also said it depends on where you at in your life. And to me,
I see that, Sean.
if you are like, I separate the two. If my homeboys could call me right now and be like, okay, I prime example. I wish I could screenshot it and Kel could put me on the thing with my homeboy yesterday on Facebook. He posted something and I was like, damn, it don't seem like he okay. And then I don't say no prayers up or none of that shit. I'm reaching out to you. I want to be that prayer that you prayed for. I'm coming to you, kinfolk. It ain't no I'm prayers up, because people say that shit, don't be sending no goddamn prayer up at all. Talking. So I inboxed him. I say, bro, what you mean like everything not all right? He said, man, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. I'm like, man, well, what can I do? I said, what can I do to help with that burden? He's like, well,
I'm glad that you brought that up, Sean.
He said, right now, only thing, man, he said, I'm stressed. And I said, well, why you stressed? He said, because, man, I'm kind of, my bills are behind, but my main one, why I want my lights to get turned off and my kids not be eating or whatever, but that's the main one is causing all of the stress. I asked him how much his light bill. He told me I paid his light bill. To me,
motherfucker, boy, you a bad motherfucker. I love you, boy.
When you have that type of mindset where you want to send someone to therapy, sometimes sending someone away could cause them to unalive each other. So I believe that I have the mental strength to take on anyone load. I feel that way because let me this last thing I'm gonna end. Because I the Bible scripture and I believe that this is sending people to therapy, what people always say. I feel like a lot of people's cup is half full and they have nothing to pour into someone else. I believe that I have my cup, when they say my cup runneth over, that means that my cup has to stay full. Whatever comes out of cup is for people that is around me, which will reap the benefit. My cup is full.
Bro.
My homeboy is around me. So guess what? I was able to help him. If your cup is halfway, you can't be a therapist or someone else because you need help yourself. I keep my cup full. I can be a servant to everybody else.
And yeah, so let me say this then. I got another thing then. So, because like I said, it's level. I believe there's levels to it. And since you just said that you believe you can heal, I guess anybody, right? So if that was the case, right, them divestitures you was just messing with, right? If that's the case, would you take the time, since you said you got that healing power or whatever it is, or no, you said you got the thing that you can put time in. Would you think you gonna last a long time with one of them? If you was to date one of them, say if you wasn't married, right? If you was to date, you gonna be able to be patient enough to change their mindset of loving man again?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't be listening, kid. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna answer that last part, then I'm gonna go to the first thing you said. I'm going to say no, I can't. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I said it depends on where you are at. And I also said I don't have no healing power. What I'm saying I have is whatever, like some people get drained when someone come and dump stuff on them. Like they don't have the mental capacity to help them and not drain them. It's like getting a jump off a battery. I have enough power that no matter what I give you, you're not taking from me. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say stuff like.
Oh, you saying that? Okay, I get you on that.
Yeah, like I don't.
I think what everybody else is talking about though, because you talking about, because like you were saying against, you saying you don't like when people say when they not healed, but I'm trying to. What the point I'm getting to is levels to it, and that's why I use that for example, because that's a true statement. You can't just have people that's bleeding on people. So that means it's like I think that you just didn't mention that is really levels to the situation. That's all I'm getting to. Is levels to it. Because I'm not about to take my time, even if I feel like I got extra time. But I realize sometimes you got to realize you got to call it quits, or so realize that everybody ain't meant for you. You know, I mean, like I'm a firm believer on that. Everybody's on the same page.
Me and you on the same page. That's why I said that it depends on what. Even though I feel like my cup is always full, at the same time, I said it depends on where they at in their healing journey. It depends on
okay. That's
what I mean by where you're at. It's not no. You could say 60-70%. If you are starting and wanting to make some type of change, I can work with anybody from that point. If you're not willing to try to do anything, I can't help you. But if you are saying, you know what, I need help. This is where I need to be. I could be your starting point for you. I could do that.
Okay, I mess with that. There you go. I for sure mess with that. Then. Yeah. It's too many people that ain't think about nothing. They worry about blaming more than anything. That's the
Right.
problem. So,
Right.
No, I feel what
and then they be
Sean's
like, "No, I
saying.
need you to
I
marry
feel what
me and
he's
deal with
saying.
me. I want you to put up with me." That's the problem nowadays. So yeah, them the ones that we want to kind of avoid though. But I like what Sean said though. That's what.
I agree with what Sean's saying too, because as a therapist who's worked in the field for almost 20 years, I'll have like clients or patients or kids that'll come to me and be like, "Well, what advice do I have to give?" I'm not giving advice. I don't give advice. I don't give my opinion. I'm here to help support you, given that safe space. Like
Well, you say you
Sean
don't give
said, like.
advice.
I don't know. That is not the goal of therapy. We don't give advice. Well, at
Oh,
least
you talking
good
about therapy?
therapists.
Okay, my bad. I'm half listening. Because I'm
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. But I like what Sean said. He's like, with paying for his friend's electric bill. Sometimes we're just spreading resources. We're just trying to make them because, well, in therapy, you only get that person like
Y'all
an hour
racist,
a
man.
week. An hour a week. But my husband used to always tell me this. He's like, how I love how Sean put this earlier when he was saying, well, if my wife needs something, like, you guys, just being able to communicate. It's like sometimes you're your own therapist. Everybody can be a therapist at a point where you're able to accept what the other person has got going on, and you can give back to what that other person is going on. They just the government just made like laws and rules about who gets a license. That's really it. So it's like we can all be each other's support system, if we're willing. And like what Sean was talking about with the healing is like, as we're being healed, we can also heal other people.
No, I was like, what is he talking
I noticed that. I'm like, oh no, what? Yeah, racist. Why y'all just don't be discriminating, dividing in my life?
I didn't even see it. I
I
didn't even
just
I didn't
laughing.
even
I'm
gonna
making
look. I didn't even gonna look.
yeah, I'm like, maybe want to bring my profile in here, man. Now we unity in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Every time the word slavery is mentioned on any live, it's gonna bring up that word. I swear.
Yeah.
It's all your fault, Kev. It's all your fault.
Right. But yeah, we getting so what happened to everybody, man?
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean, for sharing that, and you too, Kane. Like
No
it's a mission, man. We're on a mission,
What about me? That's crazy. She be hard me. So,
I thank you all
but all
the
right, it's cool.
time.
I was talking to her.
I'm not even
She's
a
like, Sean,
quadruple.
preaching. I was like, I literally just preached before her. She ain't say nothing. That's like that one,
You know what my husband told me? He tells me all the time because I'm a
I'm about to
therapist.
say, validate my feelings, like you said. Your husband said, validate my feelings.
Yeah, I know. No, he said be vulnerable.
I'm
He
talking
told me
be
be
vulnerable. I
vulnerable.
meant to say that,
But
right? Dang, I see what he mean now, man. Let's see. Let me talk to him, man. I see what y'all.
my husband is an IT. He's an IT guy. He's in an IT, and then me being a therapist.
I'm it too. We see what it's saying. I'm talking to him.
Yeah, he used to always tell me, he's like, don't therapize me. That's what he would call it. And I was like, because I would come home and he was like, he would think that I'm like in therapeutic mode, but I wasn't. I was actually really trying to be vulnerable.
I got a question there because you said about. I be wondering, like, do you like the same way you on this live? Do you be like that with your husband? Like, you ask a question behind a question behind a question. I always wondered that.
I do.
Like, baby, did you know that the sky was that? He'd be like, yeah. Well, with the sky, do you know that?
No.
Did you know that? Did you break down the word, baby? When you break down the word of dishes, you can't have the dish without the ish.
My husband is a lion from South Side Chicago. Like there is not much that I can. No, I'm a lot more submissive when it comes to him. I let him be him.
I just thought about that, make me laugh. Like, wow, I wonder. Yeah.
He's not as
You said this your time you get to express yourself. I feel it. Nah, this the time you can say all the questions. I get it though. It makes sense.
Man, I hate that word submission.
Let's talk about it now. Let's
The
talk
way the
about
way the way it's used nowadays is like so a
It's
man
like
like
a cuss
me
word.
who
It's a cuss word,
no,
King.
a man like me never used that word because I just started hearing it since the past few years, even though I've been in church and all that stuff and Islam. I've been a Muslim for 13 years and all that. But the word submission really never came up in none of that. And now that it's coming around, it's like the guys who can't even buy a bologna sandwich for themselves or put their own key in the door. They're using this word submissive. And the women are misconstruing this shit like everybody is thinking that way. Like
Right.
guys who don't even make 50,000 a year talking about a housewife or having a woman, like this shit is weird nowadays. It's like you ain't got to put the work in to say what you are or something. It's like
Thank you.
and so that submissive thing. So I don't tell no woman to be submissive to me
it.
because it's like a trigger word. They think they about to be a slave or something. So
Right. Well,
I don't
that's
even
what
go
they
there.
think. That's what they think now. But
Yeah,
it's like, but are you submissive to God?
there you go.
You know, because if you're submissive to God, everything else is gonna kind of like come into place.
You
I'm
see
not
how
gonna.
that word fit right in that sentence when you said submissive to God. When you say submissive to a person, I'll be looking at people like I'm not
Right.
finna submit to this track. These people are reckless, man. Are
Is
you serious?
is that pride and ego that make you feel that way? No, not Moses came in with his other thing. What's the deal, Moses? Um,
Because I was sure. Go ahead.
Come on, Kev. I want that
go
question. Come
ahead,
on, I
go ahead,
want that
Archie.
question.
I know you want to
No,
go.
you good. What's up,
I do you
man?
think these? What the heck happened? What you?
How you doing, Alta?
Hey,
Hey, how
gorgeous.
you doing? Hi, lovely.
Ooh, I like that voice.
But go ahead. Go ahead,
Mm,
Kev. I'll let you get for
Chill,
mm.
chill.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
pride. It's a
awkward.
little pride in there, Kev. I ain't gonna lie. I know what your question was.
It's
It's a little
yeah,
pride in
yeah.
there.
It is most
Yeah,
definitely.
it
I think a
is.
lot
But
of
we
people that
need a
don't
little
like that
bit.
word. Yeah, but that's part of it's part of life, literally. Like that's
Yeah.
a lot of us do anyways, though. Like with authority or whatever. I mean, it protects us more than anything. You know, it's a time that we gotta be the dominant here because I think the problem is all of us want to be this alpha or whatever all the time, and it's like it's not gonna be like that all the time.
Yeah.
Right. It's not gonna be like that all the time. So it's just like if somebody's in your house, right? People got to submit to your rules. That's just what it is. You know that you
Okay.
got the authority over your house, right? Somebody come in there, you know, they acting like they running your house. No, it don't work like that. And that's the reason why we can't do that anywhere else. If we working for somebody, we can't be just. I'm not about to submit to your rules. I'm not about to, you know. But
So
there,
so I should let
you
that be
need
my
to,
trigger word, Kev. Don't let
huh?
it be my trigger word. Don't let it be my trigger word.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to lose you like I done lost my like so girl. I done talked about the right things. Like, no, I'm talking Joe, but no,
No,
it's
no,
just
but
nah.
go ahead, brother.
But I feel you though. I actually understand why you saying that because the way that people be using it and all that stuff, it make a lot of sense. And I was hearing what you were saying though. So people do be
Right.
is messing up like they messing up accountability. It trigger other people though because they use it wrong. You know, they talk about accountability and then they be pointing their finger at everybody else but
Yep.
them. But they talk about accountability. Like, do you really know what that mean though?
Hey, I got
Right.
dropped or something too?
No, yes, you
Oh,
Nah,
got
okay, okay.
Kev had to
I'm in
you
drop
did it
you,
school.
like
man.
All
twice.
right.
I was like, what the heck going on?
You put too
I think
much
the
good
internet
work
though.
in here, Sean. You got to drop you, man. You have to drop you. Putting in work, man. You know how brothers do. They drop you when you putting in work, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
He's being submissive.
lovely. What the heck? She funny. She's so funny though. But yeah, what the heck happened there? So let's get a little break in real quick. Let's get the tapping and share, get some more people up in
Yeah,
here too, because I still got another
yeah,
about maybe 2 hours. Maybe I might squeeze a little for this or whatever. If we done with this topic, we can switch it up though, if y'all want to.
yeah. Let's lighten it up and make it a little better, man.
So I got one that was here yesterday. I felt like it was very interesting though. Let me see. I had this one I did yesterday. Hold up. Boom.
Oh, that
That.
that was that was
We
wild.
got that.
Yesterday,
We got
the
we got
the using and the usury, that was a big one.
this. I got a bunch of stuff that I can really that we already did that one. Narcissist. Oh, that one told people up. That narcissist one. What do you say?
I was trying to. You weren't
Submissive
done.
voice.
Go
Huh?
back down.
I gotta mess with her.
Yo.
Kevin's so funny. Oh my
Hey, for you guys to
God.
be twins, how come both y'all don't sound submissively?
I swear. I swear. That's funny
Just
though.
alter.
Because I had
Just
to be a
alter.
bit if I did this. I'm
Yo, he's so
I'm a
funny.
man. I can't do that. You know, what imagine me doing that? Hey guys. You know, I'm not saying she sounded like that, but I'm just saying that that'd be weird. Hey, can y'all run my live like this? Like, what the heck? Let's get about this dude live.
That is crazy. I was trying to see what the other ones was. You went fast.
Okay,
I was trying to
let's see.
the
Let's see.
other.
That's what she said. But all right, let's go.
Stop it, kid.
I swear I can never be
Please
serious
get him.
when she
Please
in
get
here.
him.
That
Okay,
we
is
already
it
did that
low?
one though. So, oh, speaking of,
Oh my gosh.
that is so funny. How ironic.
That you would have
Let Kane answer that first.
Get out that teacup and
Yo.
look at that work, Kane.
He's the king of petty, yo. King of petty.
That is so funny that happened to be a topic. I forgot that was a topic though. I just want you to look at that word before I switch the topic again. He said, "I'm not
I
gonna.
remember
We
when
skipping
we
this
had
topic."
that. I remember. Kane, what you got to say on that?
It's like, no, I ain't gonna do it to him. Maybe I'm gonna give him a chance to get used to it. I told you I'll talk about everything. I want to bring up Bible next because I'll get old girl mad again. What y'all leave that Bible in? I told you it be so much stuff going on, man.
We were in the Bible just yesterday, well, with Lala, or 2 days ago. You know, just with Lala, like, and that had nothing to do with.
I be loving it, man. It just get everybody I be loving it though. It make everybody mad.
Kev likes to rile us up. That's what he do. That's what his job is.
I don't get it though. It's not purposeful though. Is it?
I got my Bible right in front of me all the time.
Hello. This we got. Let me know when to stop, y'all. Let me know, black people. I don't let people like. Oh, that was a deep topic I did last. What that last Sunday I did this one? Boy, that junk. Boy. Okay, that we got. See, people are about to jump in here because they saying that already. Our regulars out the mouth. What about that? How y'all feel about that?
Let me see the question.
I like that one. I'm reckless at the mouth. Can I be reckless with humor, like and fun?
Interesting.
A lot of people think reckless is a bad thing, but you can be reckless
I think
with
it has
compassion.
always been a bad thing. What the heck?
You can be reckless with compassion. You can be reckless
That don't sound good.
love, with kindness. Like
that don't sound good. I don't think reckless ever been
They
good.
do
We
have
trying
a
to make it
song
good.
that says like the reckless love of God. So people kind of change that up.
Yeah.
Well, it say reckless love of God. It said that.
It's a song. Yeah.
That's interesting. I gotta look that word up there. That's like saying I'm addicted. Addicted always been a bad thing. People like I'm addicted to love. That's not a good thing. Still,
let's look at the definition of reckless.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Kev is a definition man, so let's pull up the definition.
Factual. Let's look that up too. Yeah,
So am I. I'm an etymology freak.
What is reckless mean? What is
reckless is spelled with a W.
Without thinking or caring about consequences of an action. Well, of course. Of course. Well, you see. Wait, hold up. Say that scripture again. Say that one more time.
Wait, hold on. Say the definition.
Oh no, I want to hear that first. Okay, cool. I'll be okay.
Wait, I missed
it say without thinking or caring about consequences of an action. So what was the scripture again? Because it might make sense though.
It's not a scripture. It's a song.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, it was just talking about the.
I thought you said. I'm about to say if God said He get to say what He want, then so that's facts. He can be reckless as one as He wants to. So
yeah,
He don't got no quite. He gonna spank His own self or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but whatever. But what's the next one?
Kevin's crazy.
Kev on a mission today, man.
I'm not. I'm on a mission every day. What you mean?
Exactly, Alter. Exactly. He's reckless.
I'm on a mission every day. I'm on this thing, man. Trying to wake some minds up, man, including myself. So. People can't say that. Everybody want to be like, only y'all know. I want to just teach all day. Don't tell me anything because I know everything.
I heard Kane. He said he don't like The word submissive. I didn't hear why he said why.
Oh, that was 24
Nah,
days
leave him
ago.
alone. He said he good. He good. We ain't got to bring it back up. He said he good, man. I explained it to him. He about to bring him back up. That boy balling his face back there. Saying I'm talking to him. But nah, he said it. Basically, he was just saying, wait. I guess if you want to,
I ran on break to get to that answer.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm curious to see why he like what he mean and why, because I might agree with him.
I think it was the. Go ahead, Kane. I don't want to answer for you. You there, Kane? That submission got deep. Oh yeah, you got to probably mute or unmute. There you go. I'm like, dang, he got you. That word and got him good. He said, I'm lost for words right now.
It's just when I see a lot of when I see a lot of black people doing something, and most of the time when black people get together, it's turmoil. So I stand back and I look at situations and listen to how they talk and things. So the word submissive was always coming up. So I was wondering. Like I told you, I'm a solution dude. I deal with math, so I'll be trying to figure out the solutions of why is this happening. So and the way they're using it. So I definitioned the word, figured out what it really means. Asked my mother from a church perspective. Asked my teacher for the mosque. These things. So using this one word, I'm asking like why they're using it. So I got different ways of seeing it, but it's the way that we use it in our community. It adapts. I try to not put myself with no type of man who's not like the man of my caliber, like-minded people. So I don't use the word because they're using it for not like-minded people. So if I say it or if a woman says to me, I'm gonna think they're in that frame of mind of not like-minded people because they're using it to like really it's an oppression word to some extent. Because the men not using the submission word for like how she's saying it with her husband, how she feel about how she can speak about she okay with submission. They're not saying that. It's vulgar. So I don't use the word because it's a trigger word for a lot of people. Submission. Say submission to a black woman and see what you get. So I don't even use that word to put me in that that light. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different way of thinking, I guess. I just don't want to do it. You feel what I'm saying?
You can say accountability to it too if she a run, so I don't know.
So that's all. That's all. Triggers. Yeah, man. I just try not to bring drama my way, and if I know when I'm informed, I try to use my information to the best of my ability. And I'm informed that word submission, boy, say it. Go ahead, say it.
I understand though. Because I'll be thinking about like even stuff with my family though, and now that's why I be trying not to be. Especially if it's somebody that you love. Now, people I don't care about, I can care less about how they feel about it. But like I said, my girl that had a deep problem with the word submission or something. Like I might adjust to it a little bit, maybe or whatever. Or I'll try to explain to her, like it ain't like that or whatever. Just to explain it, whatever. But like I'm putting it this way. It's like people in my family. That's what made me think about that because it's like it's like no matter how hard it is, it's not like I'm just gonna cut them up because of a word or because they get triggered. I realize everybody just coming from different angles, and it's like, dang, I can't just force it on somebody. So if I cared about them, I ain't gonna do that in front of them.
I also look at the mindset
we
of the world
shouldn't be
right
walking
now,
on eggshells and stuff for other people, but
I look at the
some
world
people you can't change.
I look at this world for what it is with my eyes, man, and I don't deal with trickery and stuff. So when I see something, I don't let it trick me, and I don't get too deeply involved into thinking, it's going to affect my life to a certain extent. I really got a weird way of thinking. I think when it comes to people, I just do, man. I think I just like dissect people different than others.
I think we probably be in the same boat. The reason I ask you that because when I think of the word and how I hear people use it, that word have never. I've been with my wife for 6 years, and that word have never came up.
Never.
So
you don't have to.
My
Right.
problem that I'm hearing dudes that say it is okay. I hear so much talking on a woman should be submissive, but they don't talk about you should be a godly man according to the scripture. So a woman not supposed to be submissive to just any man. It's a godly man. So I don't hear men. So when I hear men talk about women should be submissive to their man and such and such, To me, I feel like that's more of a power trip because you're
There
not
you
Yeah.
go.
we want to hold women accountable for their role, but we don't want to be accountable for our role. So to me, I don't I don't have a problem with the word. I have a problem with how people use the word itself.
Understood.
Yeah.
I'm
I like
with you,
that
bro.
you said that,
I'm
Sean,
with you.
because like what Kane and you are saying too, and even
Let's
Alter,
talk about it then. We're gonna talk
Kev,
about submission
hey
then.
Kev, it's almost like it's natural. If it's natural, why does it have to be discussed?
Well, see, that's the
Right.
thing. I don't think it's necessarily natural.
I don't believe it's nat. I don't believe it. That's just me. I
Isn't
don't
it?
believe nothing is natural. I don't believe when it comes to relationships,
No.
everything that I have with my wife was built. Nothing like I had to teach her how to love me, and she could because everybody, what Kev say, you know, what he talk about his 8 things of love language. Uh, what how she treated her ex, you can't treat me the same way. How you loved him, you can't
Right.
love me the same way. How I love
Right.
Mm.
my ex, I can't love her the
Yeah.
same way. I have to love her how
Right.
what that song Music Soul Child said, teach me how to love. Yeah, I started
Yeah,
singing on y'all.
yeah,
I started
teach
singing
me.
on y'all motherfucking ass today. Goddamn playing
John, it's Sunday, remember. So,
No,
teach
he
Me
got a
out of
big point.
love.
He got a big point. He got a
yes,
big
teach
point.
me how to
So
love.
brother,
No, so
you
I
like
get where you're coming from on that. Yeah,
I
I
appreciate you
do.
giving me another aspect of looking at it because I'm a stern dude, and you have to tell me some good shit for me to turn my mind, bro. And it's
Hey.
easy for you. You know, you change my mind about certain things, so maybe I can articulate some of those things in
Mm.
my
I
life
like that.
that you putting down, little bro. Because if when it makes sense, I don't argue with it.
You came to the right live then. I
Hey, man,
love
hey, hold on,
it.
hold on,
I
hold on,
love
Kill,
it.
Kill, hold on, Kill, hold on, Kill. Hey, man, I appreciate you giving me my flowers when I'm alive, man. That's not too often that a brother gets some flowers, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Welcome
Hey.
to our world. Welcome to our world.
Man, I deal with strong black men, man. That's my motto, man. I got 8 sons, man. Just to let you know, I got 8 boys, right? I was a single father of 4 boys. I raised them up. So what I tell black women nowadays who speak the way they speak, I tell them I teach my sons against y'all because I gave y'all a blessing. I gave y'all strong black men out here. So y'all can't say it ain't no real black men because I raised 4. I got 8 of them. They in college. They take care of their kids. I'm a grandfather, and they take care of their business. So it's black men out here that has fathers, and I didn't have a father, so I did this shit on my own. So when I say about excuses and the way I speak, it comes from
Mm-hmm.
experience. It comes from biting bricks. It comes from grinding. It comes from being below what people thought I was gonna be and conquering challenges that God put in front of me. All
Mm-hmm.
type of things. So I deal with strong men that don't make excuses. We make reasons. We don't make
Hey.
excuses. We give reasons. Uh, so yeah, I live by that, and that's just the way it is. So I appreciate brothers who can like put something else in my brain. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
I,
that's why I say I look for wisdom, man. I don't smart. Being smart is easy, nigga. Just read. You can memorize it. That make you smart. But
You know how I learned how I learned how to uh, get my point across, and I believe that when people say comprehend, like it's on the other person to be able to comprehend what you're saying. I don't believe that, and me not having that belief, being able to open people up to listen to me, and they could take whatever they want out of it, right? And what I mean by that is when I was in school, and we see it in school, a teacher can't teach something to one kid and then think she could use that same teaching method to another kid. So I
yeah,
don't. That's when I knew right then and there that comprehension is up to the person that's trying to communicate the issue, not the person who is listening. So if my wife don't understand nothing I'm saying, it's my job to find ways to, on whatever level she may be on or how she can articulate things. It's my job to be like, you know what? So what about this way? Do you understand from this point? People are like, no, if I don't find a way for her to understand it, and we always end up to a point where she understand it. If I would just say something and thinking that she's just
Okay.
understanding and she don't, what tends to happen is
I know what we
people
getting
would
to.
just say okay. People would say okay and agree, just to stop the argument, and then later on the issue come back up. So you never really got a chance to resolve the issue. So to me, if you don't, I learned that I never tell people the way they're thinking is wrong. I never do that. I
Right.
tell people, I listen to them, but like, okay, and then I give you a different perspective, and then maybe you will self-correct yourself. So telling a lot of people we get on this app, we tend to be like, oh, you wrong for thinking that, oh, that's stupid. And then you think somebody gonna listen to you after you done told them that their way of thinking is stupid. No.
I'm so glad you said that, Sean, because you just tapped into like what Kane was saying too. When we look at children, when I worked in foster care, I used to ask parents, "Well, how do you handle conflict?" And they would say, "Oh, we don't argue in front of our kids." I say, "You should." I'm not asking for DV, like, the violence or anything like that. But you need to show your kids how to resolve things, how to get through things, how to understand things. And like what Kane was talking about with his boys, because I've raised boys my whole my whole adulthood was all boys. And so it was, but I didn't raise them. I had thank God I had an army around them that helped raise them. But we need to show our kids that there's conflict that's going to happen, but there are solutions that are involved too.
I love that. I think that's kind of why though. I'm glad you said it that way. I think people go off of the extremities of situations that they go extreme on the opposite end. It's like, well, we've seen extreme or we heard these stories where it was I saw my dad get knocked upside the head by my mom, or my mom get knocked upside the head, and they argue and it's very dangerous, all this kind of stuff. So like their mindset is, let's just not argue in front of the kids. So we're doing our kids a favor. We're being better parents by not arguing in front of them. When really there's a healthy way to disagree. There's a healthy way to be there's also reality that you're not going to always agree with the person that you're with. That's facts. So you have to be able to say, hey, I got a way that I can talk about this, we can disagree, but then there's, like you said, have the solutions also, so they can see, oh, you can resolve things. You can't, because like what happens is people get in these relationships and they're like, because they never saw their parents argue, they think, okay, perfection exists in relationships, and they get into one, and then they get into this whole fight. Well, I never see my parents fight, so why are you telling me I'm wrong? It's like your parents told each other it was wrong too, just because you never saw it, you think he hates you. And it's like, no, we're still human. We're going to disagree. We're going to have conflict. It's going to exist. So that's why people are so afraid of conflict. And when I hear people say like, "Oh, I try to stay away from conflict as much as possible," it's like a red flag to me, because I'm just like, you have to be able to not. I don't think you should be afraid of conflict. I think you should have the tools necessary in order to find the solution and resolve the conflict, not run away from it.
Hey, I got one more.
Wait, hold up before you get one more, because speaking of disagree, I disagree with something you said earlier, right?
Oh man, Caleb,
it's you again. I wouldn't say I disagree though. I get you though, but it just, I guess it kind of counter what I be saying too, because I be saying I believe it's a lot of the times it is on the receptance and rather than the person that's delivering the message. But the only reason why I would say that too, because I guess it just depends. I'm gonna just say that just so because I believe both our stuff is accurate. But I think it depends on the timing, right? Because some people will just use that and say, well, it's your fault, the way you're delivering it and all that other stuff or whatever. But if your delivery, right, has helped many of people, or say if you got maybe 70, let's say 70, right? 70% or whatever that understand, and you got the 30% don't. How would, even if you adjusted it or try to, come with it 100,000 different ways, if you come with a bunch of different ways for them to try to understand or whatever, and they still choose to not understand it, I think that'll be more on the with me. I think that's more receptive, because or you could just say that everybody's not meant for everybody, because some people have a built-in bias towards whatever. Because I realize, like, sometimes I could be saying the exact same thing as somebody else, but because they respect somebody more, they be receptive to it. They not, now I understand or something like that. So like I said, sometimes it be them themselves, something within them that make them not want to understand what you mean, even though like to about 70 other people they do understand, but it be them. It be something about them that choose for them to not understand, because it's not a golden it's not a golden tone. Just speaking, that's why I went to this. That's why I had to go to this, because after you talked about that, I had to go to this topic though about the tone and delivery, right? Because that's what it seemed like we lingering to. Is that it's not a perfect tone that's gonna get everybody to understand what you mean or something like that. You know, and that's how I look at it though. But it is some people that know how to connect with people or have the patience to, you know, I mean, act like I hear you or something like that, and then say things to resonate. But it goes back to this, right? Because some people just don't want to change, right? Some people don't want to even hear what you're saying, and they knew the truth, and they knew what it was, and then no matter what way you deliver it or send them the message, they just like forget what you're talking about, because I just don't want to hear it, because even though I be hearing people be saying stuff like that, they still haven't changed. I get you, but then they still doing the same thing. Did you really get me though? You know what I'm saying? So that, I don't know. Like I said, I think I get it to a certain extent. Huh?
I bet you do want to respond. I was like, but clearly, shout out love.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Y'all, Sean, not Sean, but this is why we're twins, y'all. Because I literally was like, that's the radar that went off in my head when he said that.
Right? I thought you was about to say it though. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I was like I feel that. Like, I feel like you should be intentional and you should care enough, because that's why we think there's great teachers, because why? They put the work in. They will teach you a lot of different ways so that you can get it. Because I think it is, when you're teaching someone something, it is your responsibility to get them to teach the knowledge, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not going to be on you 100% for them to retain it or them to obtain it. So I love that he said that, because you have some people who have that bias already. They're like, I don't care what you say. I don't care how true it is. I don't care how you said it nice, how you care. I don't care. I don't care that you sat me down and gave me dinner. I still ain't gonna believe you. I still don't have to. And you just have people who it just gonna take something. It's gonna take them to fall over, bump their heads. It's gonna take them to go through a couple more things before they're willing to listen. You can speak to somebody all day long. If they're not willing to receive what you're saying, because they're not at the place of where they want to understand it, you can talk to your blue in the face. That's why so many teachers get stressed, because they're like, man, I need the help also of the parents, the other people, because like I'm teaching this kid and he don't want to listen because he doesn't have to. His parents don't make him sit down when he's here. They don't make him respect me. So I can say it all different ways. I can give him a hug. I can say what's up. I can give him a high five. But if he doesn't want to listen, he don't have to. He's not going to. So I think you definitely to add both of those points to what y'all are saying. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Twin ears. Now you got to go for two people now.
Wait, hold on. And wrong. Hold on. Let me tell you why. For me, I believe that I can. Right? It goes back to the cup runneth over. I believe that whatever point that I am make to someone, right? And there's always a point to be made. If I feel like I need to make a point, and I think what y'all missed, well, I feel like it's got to be a communication issue here. When I said I'm trying to convey a message to someone and they not understanding, I didn't say anything about my tone. They had a problem with my tone. I didn't say anything about they don't want to understand. Y'all got all the information outside of that. I'm talking about me trying to convey a message to someone and they saying that they don't understand where I'm coming from. I'm saying at that point, I find ways to where I could get them to understand whatever level it may be on. I'm not talking about the tone. I'm not talking about someone who don't want to understand. That's what y'all went to. I believe that I have the capacity to uh, uh, give someone information based upon how they can receive it. With me having 5 daughters, I can't talk to them the same way that the way I talk to the oldest, I can't talk to the middle child that way. The way I talk to the baby, the youngest, I can't talk to the oldest child that way. I find ways to communicate with my kids on different levels because they all different personalities. Everybody is not the same. I don't believe that there's a universal way to communicate with everyone. But like, you know what? Just go out there and say how you feel, and then if they don't get it, they got a comprehension problem. I feel
King
like
Sean.
that's I feel what's
King,
up,
you
Sean?
say you got 5 daughters.
Yeah.
Well, you cooking. You got 5 daughters. So look how kings work for real. So I said I got 8 sons. You got 5 daughters. Do you know, as kings, me and you supposed to be talking about what husband I got in my clique for your daughter to pick? Do you know this what kings are supposed to be doing? You got 5 daughters. I got 8 boys. We supposed to be able to collaborate our children together to be able to build a kingdom. That's what we not doing, bro. That's what the real kings do. That's what real kings do,
And
bro.
hey, hold on, wait, hold on. I was cooking with you, kinfolk, up until you said that. Let me tell you why. Let me tell
All
you
right,
why.
come on.
I slightly disagree. Let me tell you why.
Okay,
It used to be where a point where I used to have that mindset, like I
okay,
want to raise my daughters. Before I had kids, I used to have that mindset that you know what, I want my daughters to be I want to raise them to be good women, be good wives. Therefore, they could find them a good husband. And I was prepping them, or in my
right,
mind, I wanted to prep them for a good man, to be a wife material. And then I realized I don't know what my kid's gonna be. I don't know if they want to get married or anything. Why not I teach them how to be good humans, and whatever type of man they want or they want to get, they could attract that man because they are good humans. I don't want to train my kids to be
yeah,
somebody else's wife because I don't know what that man is going to like, because every man is different. Every man don't like the same. What I may like in a woman, you may not
yeah,
like. So I could be raising her to
right,
be like the specific woman for a specific man, and then it pretty much
right.
decreases her chance of finding somebody she wants. So
No,
I'm like, you
no,
know what? I'm gonna raise
no.
my daughters to be good
A
kids.
woman who's taught to be a wife is to pick a husband. So what I'm saying is, you not teaching your girls to be no regular woman. Teaching her to be a wife is not a bad thing. Teaching her how to be a
Hold on,
wife is gonna bring you grandchildren that act like you, who look like you, who's gonna follow your teachings and stuff like that. Then you got a husband that when you give her out of
okay.
your care, when she's out of your care, he's supposed to take up your job. That's why we walk him down the aisle and give him to her. So we have to make her equipped so he ain't got no excuse to mistreat my daughter. You ain't got no
Let me give
excuse to
you
treat my.
okay.
Go ahead,
Let
bro.
me give you let me give you a different perspective, right? Remember you said you don't
Yes,
like
sir.
that word submissive. Okay,
Come on.
I'm gonna tell you about the word getting them prepared to be a wife, right?
Yes, sir.
If I eliminate the word, I want to prepare them to be a wife, to prepare them to be someone's wife. I'm preparing them to be
Okay.
for someone else. Let's just remove that and say, I just want to prepare them for the world to where they could be self-sufficient. They can know
Mm-hmm.
how to cook and clean because they know
Right.
all that's going to benefit them as humans, not another
Okay.
man. So if I teach
Mm-hmm.
them
Okay.
how to be self-sufficient, to teach them how to clean up after themselves, because learning
Okay.
how to have chores and cleaning is going to increase your way of thinking as uh,
Okay.
appreciating the things that you have now, and then you'll be able to appreciate the things that's to come. So if I teach
Okay.
them to be good humans, anything when you talk about it being a good wife, being a good sister, being a good
Mm-hmm.
mother, if she is a
Mm-hmm.
good human overall, she could accomplish all of those other things.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
So
agree
let me
with
say
it.
this real quick. Let
So
me
we
say this.
both right though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
say
was
we
about to. No,
both right
I was about
because
to
you got
say.
all girls, and I respect your raising your daughters because I raise boys. So I'm not gonna debate you or nothing. I'm gonna take your information and take it as food for thought. When I'm teaching my sons, that gives me another way of thinking that fathers like you teaching their daughters something else, and what I'm teaching my sons can be combative to a certain sense. So I needed you to tell me that, so I can kind of fixate where I'm, tell my sons because I only know how to raise boys. You know how to raise girls.
Let me
You know
respond to
what
him
I'm
real
saying?
quick, Kev. This is what I agree with you on this part, right? Because I don't have any sons, but I wanted a son and I wanted to start something new with my son, right? I believe that what we tend to do in society is we raise our boys to not have emotions, not to be able to express them, and then as they get older, the way you prepping your daughters, not prepping, I want to say the word, the way you kind of like getting your daughters ready to be a wife, when they find a wife or a good wife,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen is they can't understand that woman emotions. They can't understand where that woman coming from, because as men, as boys, you're taught to not show your emotions, to where damn it make you not even feel like you're a damn human. And a lot of men, only emotion we can express is damn anger. So if I had a son, I don't want to teach him to be somebody else. I don't want to teach him to be a good husband. I want to teach him to be able to understand his emotions, be able to express his emotions, make sure when he expresses his emotions, don't make nobody make you feel like you less than. And on top of that, I want to teach him to be a good human. If you're a good human, he could be a good husband. If you're a good husband, he could be a good father. So I believe the base for me is to teaching them to be a good human. Everything else gonna fall in place.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I feel you to a certain extent, and even with that, I believe each job, just because you're a good human, it's not gonna make you a good basketball player. Or it's not gonna make you. So I get what both of y'all talking about, but it's still
Yeah,
some things are
he
some
right too
jobs
in
are
his
meant for
own
different
aspect.
teachings too, though. So, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though, real quick, right? So basically what you were saying, like you basically were saying that me, I guess you're saying, because I don't know, I just really can't agree, even though you said that, right? But so just to make sure I got this right, you were saying that it's always on the deliverer or the person that's giving the message. It's always on them and not the receiver. That's what you're saying? I'm just trying to make sure before I say anything.
Uh, yeah, it's all predicated on. Let me say this last part. I'm talking from a perspective of if you talking to someone and they are willing to, like, they have no animosity towards you. I'm talking about from that standpoint, like your significant other. You talking to your significant other and you say something to them and they not getting it, then you be like, oh, you just not comprehending. You don't want to get it. I believe somebody who is with you have the best intentions for you and they want to understand where you're coming from. Therefore, they could change their behavior because the behavior you're giving them, they are the one that's causing it. So I'm pretty sure that woman will want to fix that, right? So I'm saying if she's not understanding, then I feel like there's ways that you can get her to understand without just putting it on, well shit, that you just don't want to comprehend. Like, no, I feel like it's ways you could get her to understand if she want to understand.
So that's almost like a human control type thing. I don't know if humans can do, but I don't know. I guess you got. But so you saying so you don't because even this right. The reason why I can't even believe that is just like even with the conversations that we have now, it's like I'm pretty sure we can admit that sometimes even our emotions get in the way, right? It blocks us from understanding something at the moment, right? Would be a self problem, and then sometimes we come back later to be like, you know what? I didn't get it after I had time to think about it or what you were saying. Now I understand it. That's not on a. That goes back to not being the messenger problem. That'd be back on self again because I didn't understand. I done did that plenty of times, and I can admit that I was the person that was. It was me that wasn't receptive to the message because of either I got triggered by something or I was talking so much on what I stand on and I didn't get the time to be open on something else but other than what I was thinking and something like that. And it took me time to come back. Oh, that's just basically saying that when a person come back and say like, you know what, you were right. That show you that it ain't the messenger's fault. You know what I'm saying? We done did this plenty of times. So that's why I can't say, based on what you saying that it's always on the deliverer, because like we can't just take it away from the receiver. We can't.
Okay,
I don't see how you saying that.
Hold on.
Let's try to finish.
Wait, hold on. Let me say this, Kev.
Okay.
Now I believe you got to remember, Kev. Like if you've been around for, you should know. Let me tell you exactly what I mean. The other day, I have a breaking point with this stuff also. So I'm not saying what you're saying. The other day when me and Vio was going back and forth, I stopped because I realized I can't get through to him. So I'm not saying that's like I'm and also
Somebody called at the right time. Man. You get too deep.
that's my damn mother-in-law, man. Goddamn. Okay, I was saying like even with the thing I had with Vio, at a certain point I'll be like, okay, this person don't want to understand. That person already have their mind made up. So when I was speaking on, I'm talking about like if me and you is talking, like we have like a kind of like an understanding, like a respect thing for each other. If it's someone who I'm just saying overall, somebody that's like into my interpersonal, like in my group, if you telling me something and I'm not understanding, out of respect for me, you should be like, you know what? He ain't saying he don't understand, just understand. He's trying to, like, somebody character gotta come into play. Somebody personality gotta come into play. Like, you know what? I don't think he just saying it just because. Let me see, can I add more different ways? You know what I'm saying? So for me, every time I've ever been able to communicate something to my friends, my brothers, or my mom, dad, and I've sat down and talked to them and they didn't understand and I go into detail, by those people who wanted to understand me, I found a way to deliver something the way that they could, I'm not going to say digest. It was just the way they could understand it. Sometimes I feel like you have to dummy shit down for people. Sometimes you have to make things as simple as hell. You have to make shit goddamn ABC. Some people could take the shit algebra. Some people could take the shit just doing addition, plus and minus. Then some people could just need some damn remedial shit. So I had to understand that the person I'm talking to, I start at a regular level. And then they're not understanding that. Then I go down, I drop a level. Then they're not understanding that. I drop lower and lower. I just keep going lower and lower until eventually the motherfuckers will understand it.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, that may not work for everyone, but for me, it has always worked for me.
Okay.
You know what works for me? People tapping the screen.
Thanks.
I knew he was gonna say that, Kim.
Yeah, he came in with a commercial break.
You know, he know. Hey, he on it. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, people who don't mind change and things like that, they don't mind hitting that share button, changing things
Mm-hmm.
up.
Mm-hmm. And make sure you deliver that message right so they don't understand it.
You know, and as far as delivery goes, I think
Okay,
everybody
I'm
in here
sharing
can
like a mother
demonstrate.
sucker. I'm sharing. God dang it, I'm sharing. I'm sharing. God dang it.
Did you just submit? It's like, no, stop.
I'm throwing my followers in there,
I'm
bro, because
talking to.
I like what you doing, man. I'm gonna put my people on your ass.
Oh, for
Good
sure,
people,
for sure. I love it, man. So,
good
what you
people.
do lives and stuff too?
Yeah, but I'm crazy. So only people who fuck with me know what I'm doing. Because I'm a type of dude where on my live, you know, I'll say what I want to say, and I'm doing what I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever I say, it ain't propaganda. It's something that's true, but it might be true to you, but it's true for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about people who are going on these panels and they giving all this negativity. I'm talking about the big back women who got all this talk to say to the handsome men who we make 150 a year and we don't want you, but you got a lot to say. Well, I talk about all that type of stuff. I talk about brothers who talk about that word submission and you can't buy yourself a bologna sandwich. So it's like it's a lot of things I talk about. I'm just
Okay, I feel it.
you know what I'm saying? But I can come to y'all lives with respect. I can go biblical. I can go, you know, Trump, whatever. But I can fall into whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here for building. That's why I can
That's
fall
true.
into whatever, man. I'm
That's
not
true.
here to tear nothing down. But I will tear your ass up if you play with me. I will. I will. So no, I respect brothers like you. You putting bricks together, bro. That's all I can say. You putting bricks together. You got a building going, and I like to be a part of buildings. I'm a construction, you know, I build. So that's the way my brain works. Appreciate
For
y'all,
sure,
man.
man. For sure. Appreciate you.
And y'all
Uh,
saying some shit. Y'all ain't just running amok. Y'all not, man. And black people stand in check, even though we
mhm,
ain't saying eye to eye, we stand in check. And the
mhm.
people who don't want to be in check, y'all getting rid of. I appreciate y'all. This is what these small pockets that we need in this TikTok game. Like, we need these small pockets, man.
Mm-hmm. Who is Dennis? I came in here was on the wrong part of the conversation. Just missed the whole
What's
message.
good, Kev?
Oh,
What's
never mind.
good?
It's your fault, Smith. You messed up. You delivered it wrong. They came in here. So let me stop.
I try to tell people I ain't good with words, but I'm good with math. Give me a trigonometry problem, and I can do it in my motherfucking head.
He
Heard me?
scared some people.
And what's so funny is when brother Andrew was talking about leaving genes. Do you know like 6 of my sons are like really mathematicians, and that just came from me. That came from a
Mhm.
drain
Yeah.
Hey, Kev, can I run through
in
these
my
really
DNA.
quick?
Cause my go ahead.
Um, so I'm just gonna run through them, and then I can engage for a minute, but then I gotta drop. I got some shit I gotta do around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Delivery / tone matter to people that don't want to change. I'm gonna say right off the bat that I don't fully agree with the message because I think delivery and tone matter to everybody, to be totally honest. If I walk up on you, Kev, in the middle of the street and my delivery and my tone is super loud and super aggressive, it's gonna matter whether you want to
Okay.
change or not. If I'm hyper aggressive with my delivery and my tone, you can push anybody to not agree with that. That being said, I think that if you're someone who is consistent with being as nice as the truth will allow you to be, and you're somebody that offers legitimate advice, and then your delivery or your tone gets brought up in an argument, I don't think the delivery and the tone is the problem. I think that the issue is that their ego doesn't like the truth that you're pointing to. And so now we're going to shift the conversation
to delivery and tone and how delivery and tone affect my feelings, because that's an arena where I can win the argument, and it's an uphill battle that you can't ultimately win. So I think that, delivery and tone kind of do matter to everybody. But if we're going to talk like in a relationship aspect, if you're someone who has a consistency of being a certain way, and you say, and then it's like, well, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. It's like, okay, we can analyze that at a different point. Let's continue talking about what was said, not how I said it. Let's stay on point, and we can talk about that later. If right and wrong can change per person, people should be allowed to say and do whatever they want with no consequence, right? I don't believe that right and wrong can change per person. So,
Right. Everybody loves saying, "Well, it's subjective." I don't know what the point of them saying it though. If it's subjective, that we should be holding people accountable. That's my little golden thing I thought about recently too. Like, hold on, why are you in these conversations if you believe it's so subjective? What's the point of holding people accountable?
no, man, I don't think right and wrong change, man. I don't think that if I curb stop puppies in one culture, that I have to accept that as being right because that's what the culture does. You know what I mean? There's certain, in my own purview, there are certain things that are gifted to us, such as morality, that allow us to identify certain objective things in life that are good and bad. Now, once you get out of the things that are objectively good and bad, and we get into the everyday life, that's where things become subjective. But I definitely think there's maybe I'll get in trouble for saying this, but I think there's a universal understanding of ultimately good and evil. So I'm sure we can argue that with outliers in history, but I think as a general universal experience, I think that the general human understands good and evil, and whatnot. And as far as saying what you want to say, and there being no consequence, I mean, there's been people who've suffered the most painful of deaths, because they refused to say what they were compelled to say, and they refused to go back on things that they said. So I think that probably in life you'll find that the most important and crucial, vital things that you have to be said will carry the most dire consequences with them. And that's the unique gift we have with speech. Is change for another person real change? I don't see why not. I think that it boils down to intent. If your intent is to become a better person so that you're more worthy of being with your spouse, I think that's real change. I think if the end result it gives you change, then it's hard to deny that the change actually happened if the results bear the fruits. So I don't necessarily think that you have to be able to derive all your motivation singular from yourself. I think that a lot of men go through a transformation of being a singular entity to being a father, husband, provider situation, and that will institute a whole magnitude of changes that can shape their life in a beneficial way or a negative way, depending on the individual. When a person says they're triggered, what do they expect from another person? If you're coming to me and you're saying you're triggered, I'm with someone that's going to help you get over that trigger by exposure. I'm going to help you grow numb to it. So, you let me know where the weak spot in the armor is. I'm going to help you build up that defense so that it's not an issue no more. So don't come to me with your triggers, because I'm going to help you work over them, even if you don't want to. What does a safe space do for people? Why do people think it is possible on the internet? It's possible on the internet because you can create totally unique and very exclusive rooms for discussion that become echo chambers. What does a safe space do? In my opinion, safe spaces allow for someone to argue and state a conclusion as fact without actually having to debate or argue for the said conclusion that they're trying to impose on other people. It gives you a place of no criticism.
Interesting. La, what you got for? What happened to everybody, man? I'm about to end up shutting down, man. I'm about to stretch out. I might do it.
Unless anybody got anything for me, I got to drop.
No, that was good, Mr.
You know, as per usual, man, I come in with the right answers, like I say, man. So.
Let me see. Who we got? Delivery tone matter to people who don't want to change. Most of the time, yeah, it does. To the people who don't want to change, it does matter to them. That doesn't mean that people don't want to change because it matters to them. But
hey, Lala, really quick before you start blasting through them, are you a mod?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a drop, huh, and help the analytic? Y'all have a wonderful day. Be blessed.
Okay. Bye. Be blessed. So like I said, it does delivery and tone matter to people that don't want to change. It does matter to people who don't want to change, but it's possible that you do want to change and it still matters to you. If right and wrong can change per person, people should be allowed to say and do whatever they want. I mean, don't start me on this from right here. You know that irritates the living daylights out of me. I don't think anybody who believes in subjective morality really wants to live in a world where morality is subjective.
Right.
I think they are. Because if you telling me that you believe everything is subjective, why are you correcting your children ever? Why are you correcting people? Don't say nothing. Just let everybody do their thing. And not just let everybody do things you're allowing them to, but let them do it because they're not wrong. Who are you now to determine what's wrong and what's not?
Right.
What gives you that authority? Is change for another person real change? So this is how I see that. I don't believe someone who genuinely is changing because of a suggestion from another person is changing because of that person. Like in the sense that they're doing it for them. I think what somebody realizes is I gave them some information like, oh, you get too smart too much. Like you're always getting smart, right? And then I said, and I don't like it and I don't want you to get smart with me anymore. I still have to decide that my life is better. That my life is better when I'm not getting smart. And I want to change that because that's better for me. Not because it makes you uncomfortable. Because if I try to do it just because it makes you uncomfortable and I don't see how it helps me to not be that way, I'm not really going to change anything. I'm just going to pretend to change it and eventually it's going to come out again. When a person say they are triggered, what do they expect other people to say? I don't know. On here they expect you to say I'm triggered. That means the person should stop talking and back off, I guess. And stop upsetting them. That's what they expect. Like, don't make me mad anymore because I don't like what you're saying. That's the only thing I would think you expect when you tell strangers that they're triggering you. Hold on.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're expecting, honestly. I mean, some people could be like expecting some empathy from the person, but also the fact that you expect empathy from a stranger on the internet means your parents have done you a disservice. They have taught you that the world cares about your feelings, and it does not. It don't care, and because they have no reason to care, the world doesn't care about how you feel or what you say until you give them a reason to care. People think because they have an opinion that it matters and everybody should recognize it, but we don't care, friend. So why does a safe space? What does a safe space do for people, and why did it? Okay, bye, Kalani. I don't know who you are. What does a safe space do for people? What do you think that, I don't know. I don't think it's possible on the internet necessarily unless you have like closed, like he said, closed forum type platforms. But even then, if someone feeling froggy, everybody gonna know your information. So I don't know if there is a possibility for a safe space. I think people want a safe space because
They want to be able to share and have conversations, but you should be able to. You need to find how to do that in person, not on the internet. Find people to do that with in front of you. All right, period. Because I rock it. You're welcome.
Period. Poo.
Period.
Period. Poo.
What are you doing? Where's my friend? I'm here. Not you. Sorry. Hold on.
I'm right here.
Right here, she is. Right. Exactly. Is one of y'all going live? No.
Why would you dare make us do that? Okay.
So if y'all not about to do that, then I'm gonna do a free talk, but I'm gonna switch phones though. So we do a free talk for about like an hour or something like that, whatever. Because I want to stretch out. I want to be like y'all. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
give me a second. I'm gonna switch my phone and put free talk on, and then because I usually do that anyway during the week, but I feel like the other topic I just did earlier wasn't deep enough, and it was real good though. So yeah, I'm gonna just cut this little section. That's what she said. That's what she said. I'm gonna beat you before anybody else say it. That's what she said. Yep.
She
But all right, y'all,
just
give me a second, y'all. Y'all come right back. I'm gonna just readjust.
okay.